Hello? Who's this? Who's speaking? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream, everyone. Is I Frosty playing some Nintendo games again? You guys hear me? Perhaps not. Yes, you can. Hello? Yeah. You've been shiny hunting in Arceus too? Yeah, I'm just walking around. Just gonna be walking around for a bit. Been a very eventful days lately. Stuff been happening, so I needed to stream something a little bit more cozy and chill. But hello, Benito is here, Carl is here, Johanna, Savage, Meowlissy. Hi guys, welcome in. And Nutty Works. What's good, y'all? What's good, Nutty? Just hanging out, playing some Pokemon tonight, you know? I wish you could jump in this game. Can I get this, or... Holy moly! Okay, there we go. Gosh, dang! That was difficult to get. I don't know if we... Can you guys hear the sound? I don't think... Do you think we'll be able, It's Frank? Hey, Frank. Took me a minute to remember how to play the game again. Do you guys think we'll be able to hear the shiny sound? You don't hear the game. How's that? That should be better. Yeah, no, we should be able to hear it. Here, let me try it. Ouch. Throw out my Glaceon. You barely heard it. My controller's been acting out. I was playing Smash today a little bit, and it flipped the controls on my controller. Like, there was no items, nothing like that, so I wasn't hit with anything. But, like, my B button turned into my A button, my A button was my B button, like, it all scrambled. Never seen that glitch. That was a funny one. I almost prefer going by Stantler than I do going by Bird. The bird like starts falling and then you have to wait. Let's go back because I think I already checked here. Yeah, let's go back. I think I already checked. Oh, I got noticed. Got hit with Trick Room. How are you guys tonight? Let me know. Let me know. How are you guys? What's new? What's new in La La Land? Doing good, Nutty? Good. I had a pretty crazy day, man. I swear for the life of me, I can't understand people. I spent most of my life, a good chunk of my life I spent trying to understand the human brain. And after studying and learning and experiences and socializing, I still don't understand people one bit. One bit. They do things that confuse my mind to an extent that I can't, it goes beyond my understanding, right? Like I just can't get, I can't understand it, no matter how much I try. And what do you do? What can you do? We're told to love and to forgive and forget. And that's, you know, and that's what we got. That's what we have to go on. Literally what we got to go off of. Little book written a few thousand years ago. 2,000 years ago. Be good. Love people. Forgive. Forget. And that's, I think that's one heck of a motto to live by. Hi, Dicer. How are you, Dizer? Amber is here. Zed, hello. Hi, what's this game? Its animations are so cute. Oh, this is Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus. How did that hit me? I was like miles past him. Playing my favorite. I know you play. I actually thought of you when I booted it up. When I booted it up, I was like, Dizer loves this game. I just wanted to play something chill. And I like shiny hunting when I'm hanging out with you guys. I do my deep thinking. It's kind of like when I'm sitting in the toilet. And shiny hunting is when I do deep thinking, right? When you go deep. Oh, you're the best, Dicer. You're the best. Zed is here. I love you, Zed. Toilet is for doom scrolling on TikTok. I know some people don't like my hair very much. I know it's okay. Like some people are like, Frost, you need to do something with your hair, man. And I'm just like, whatever. You know, whatever, man. You know. I appreciate the comments though. That like I don't get offended by that at all. And in fact, it gives me feedback. Some people might get offended with that, right? Oh my gosh. Talk about my hair. You don't like my hair? I mean, not me very. I mean, if you straight up say I look like a mop, at that point, like perhaps I'd be a little sad, but yeah. Frosty, your hair is amazing. It's not better than yours, Zed. Shut up. Jealous of your hair. You gotta grow out your hair, not Chev. I always confuse you and Chev, man. Zed. Thank you, Meowie. This is the first time I've seen it down for me. Actually, it looked like Johnny Deppish. I get that a lot, actually. I don't know why. This is a true story. I've said this story so many times, but I'm kind of proud of it a little bit, right? You know, you get a compliment, you get a little proud of it. I was like, cool. But we once had there's a party, and there was a Halloween party, and I never dress up because I don't like Halloween. And, you know, that day, I don't know what happened. My grandma had the vestments. She had the attire. She's like, why don't you dress up? I was like, I don't like doing that. oh, I have a pirate's outfit there, whatever, and I'm like, sure, okay, fine. Like, everybody's gonna do it. Because I always show up in jeans and a shirt, right? Everybody else is like freaking something or someone. Mummies, zombies, I don't know. Hannibal Lecter, I can't speak today for some reason. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. I think that's why. A little stressed out. That's Malice. Hi, Chris. What's going on, Chris? You guys think the game is louder than Frosty's voice? Yeah, so we can hear the shinies, Meowie. We gotta hear the shinies. But we gotta hear the shinies, guys. Ah! Oh! 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 I heard it! Another Magby. Dude, I always get a Oh, it's a Graveler. Oh, shoot. Well, as far as bad goes, that's the least of the bads. Got a Cheeto here. We got a Cheeto. Oh, shoot. We could hear that just fine. Whoa! Easy there, buddy. I once got a Magby here, and I was like, oh, shoot. Another one. So cute. You like it? Not a lot, Frosty. Pretty tired though, so might not stay long. How are you? I'm doing okay. It's a little stressed out. Just again, I've been trying to understand people and I just can't. It stresses me out. Sometimes people do things that just confuse me. Oh, we got an Ultra Ball out of it. Nice. That was kind of worth it. Be nice to get a Piplup, even though I already have quite a few of them. Any news on the thing? Yeah. I don't even want to get into that, man. It's just... like, day by day it just gets worse. I'm not even gonna... It's caused me enough pain. It's just... like, every day is just causing me more pain, so... Sign my, put an end to it. I didn't want to do anything excessive or do anything like to hurt anyone or to, you know, but this gets to a point where people are gonna fend for themselves. I'm gonna fend for myself, you know. I think that's fair. Oh, thank you, Patrick. What the heck? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not here to, like... I mean, sometimes I'll let off a little bit of steam on stream. But I'm not here to, like, bring the mood down or anything. But I also can't sit here and just pretend that... like, you know, I'm not a pretender like that. I mean, I'm smiling because I'm happy to be streaming and all that. I'm happy that I can do something else other than just go through bullcrap. But you know, deep inside you always have, if you have dealing with an issue, then the issue is still there, obviously. Overall, I'm very happy to be here. Not all guys can pull off long hair, says Patrick, but it works well for you. Thank you. Anywho's, personal random question. How do you pronounce coupon? You want me to spell it out, or? Coupon. That's how I say it. Lurking at work, have a good stream. I bet you got into a discussion with someone Like how to actually say it. Thank you. I did put some stuff for FrostyBot there, Patrick. I found some interesting stuff there on FrostyBot. Love you, buddy. I'll hold the space for you. I hope things clear for you in time. Thank you, Dizer. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not. It's not like a. It's not like an angry bad. It's like it's more of a like. You know, it's just things happen. You know. Hello, Alpapa. Welcome in. How are you, Alpapa? I like Johanna and Carl. What? That like someone asked. That's like someone asking me Johanna and Carl to say bag. What? Bag? How do you say bag? How do you say bag though? No. Wait a minute. Explain to me. I don't know. I don't get it. It was. Just came back from a walk. No, you're fine, Alpapa. You're fine. You're welcome here, Alpapa. You're welcome. Let you know. It would be easier if we were in a call. What do you say? I know you say Wisconsin. I know that. I saw the news, dude. I was watching there was some news, it was like some political stuff. It wasn't even political, it was oh yeah, it was, like, there's a judge that was gonna be nominated for Wisconsin or something. And the lady was talking about it, and she's like, well, you know how there's the dude, like the anchor, and then he passes over to the lady on the, like, usually outside on the rain or something like that? So he passes it to her, and she's like, that's right. And here in Wisconsin, I was like, oh my God, it's real. You see the Frosty tool? Yeah, I put, I think one or two in. I did put a few of them in. I forget which ones, to be honest. And she's like, and this lady is like, she hit that can really hard. It was like, yeah, we're live here from Wisconsin, from the land of cheese. Sarah! Sarah! Oh, how good it is to see you, Sarah. Sarah, you always fill up my days. Whenever you show up, Sarah, my heart. Be still my beating heart. Be still my beating heart. Great pillars of ice. How are you feeling, Sarah? How's your rehabilitation going? The physical therapy, how's that going? All right, man. No one asked you. I love seeing Blizzard. Dang, bro. If Legends ZA is cool like that, I want to see Blizzard in Legends ZA. It must look so cool. I just finished on Saturday. Awesome. Okay, not getting political, but if they increase the pricing of cheese because of tariffs, then we can always get it from Wisconsin. Yeah, these tariffs, I mean, we don't have to get too political, but people, you know, people that live in America are affected by this, right? To be immigrants, Americans, whatever it is, like everybody's affected by this. Anyone that lives here is affected. So, and not just that, like even people all over the world are being affected. I'm not saying it's right or not. I mean, I certainly am confused by, I don't know, whoever's doing it. I hope they have a plan, and I hope it's for the best. What I hope, that's my hope. But, it affects people. It's real. Like people are suffering and people are having trouble with it. That's a fact. No one can deny that, and that's sad. You know, we want to be happy. I know I do. Hey, wait a minute. Wisconsin. Is that a Mega Raichu? My Mega Raichu. Fight me, or wild one. Wait a minute. I wasn't ready. Dizer, do you see this dodging Dizer? Did you see that dodging Dizer? You might have not seen it. But if you didn't see it, you should have seen it, because doggone it, that was... Oh, I heard it. What? Did you? Wait a minute. What? What? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Wait a minute. Did you heard it? Was it it might have been, oh, dude. It might have been my guy. It might have been my guy. But it's like right here. Okay. It might have been my guy. If there was a shiny sound, I'm sure of it. Yeah, it was my guy. It was my wall rain. It was my own guy. Aaron, welcome in. How are you, Aaron? Playing some Pokemon tonight. You want to hang out? Let's hang out. Nowadays, I think nowadays is that simple, right? You ask someone you want to hang out, huh? For the boys out here. For the boys here. It's a question for the boys. And a question for the girls as well. When a guy... Wait a minute, that's not Pokemon. Wait a minute. That's not Pokemon. No, it's not. A question for the boys from one perspective, and another perspective from the girls. So the whole... What is the correct way for a boy who is interested in a girl, let's say? What is the correct way for a boy to approach a girl? Is it just, let's hang out? Do you wait for the perfect opportunity? Do you scheme a way to accidentally meet them? Do you talk to them on social media? I have no idea. We're off to a good start. Real pros out here. I love you, Chris. You know what? I don't have an idea either. Alpapa's lost. So am I, buddy. So am I. I was thinking about this today. I saw someone on social media. Someone I used to have a crush on. And I saw them on there, and I was thinking, if I were to talk to this person, what would be the best way to start a conversation? Hang out with them? Well, yeah, but how do you how do you start the hangout? That's the question. How do you start a hangout without sounding like weird? Yeah, I think we've scoured enough. Savage is gonna give us some advice. He knows. You see if you happen to be in the same thing, into the same things and end up in the same event or something? Yeah. 99% of my friends. Give them a compliment. You think so, Sarah? Give them a compliment. That's nice. I like that. Like, hey, I like your teeth. Or, I like your shoes. Don't do that. I'm obviously joking. Don't say that. Y'all listen. Yalissa has some advice too. Again? Oh boy. I once told a girl more recently that she had pretty eyes and she huffed and got offended. Oh my gosh. And that's considered inappropriate advances towards one's feet. Ooh. See, this is why I ask these questions, because there's nightmare scenarios, like you can't win, right? That's crazy. Ever since I avoided completely in today's world, it's not worth taking the chance of offending the wrong person and going to jail. They can approach me. I understand. I understand your position. I do. Some people are more easily offended, one could say. Shani with the love. Oh, Shani, thank you. Are you gonna hang out with us, Shani? No? Big hug, big hugs. Big hugs to you, friend. Thank you. Danny for bestie. She's very nice. Very nice. She's very nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'd rather be good friends with someone now. Yeah, I mean, I feel like most people just want to start off by being friends and getting to know people. I think that's what I want, at least. Sorry, not tonight, Frosty. Getting ready for bed. Okay, this is a long shift. Well, feel free, you know where to find me. I'm glad to see you here. I was glad to see you here, so... You have yourself a great night. You make sure you rest up real good. I like the alpha Pokemon. Always makes me happy. I prefer the non-evolved alpha Pokemon. Like this bird with a massive head. Come on! Kimbo! Hi, Kimbo. Thank you. Thank you, Kimbo. Thank you for 11 months. Oh my gosh. How do you start the friendship through Savage and Meowie? That's a good question. Like, I've had some nightmare scenarios like Patrick shared, I've seen a little bit of that too. Not a lot, but I've seen... Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kimbo. I feel like I wouldn't want something to blossom more organic. Right. I think you just gotta be the best not to be overbearing, maybe. Oh, that's a good advice. That's good advice. Well, depending on the personality, right? Some people, like, I like overbearing people. If it comes to... If it comes to more of a... If I have feelings for the person. I'd much rather they be overbearing than they be quiet and barely say anything. That's gonna stress me out. I'm like... I mean, I can handle silence, yeah, but... And I'm not attracted to... This is very strange, and I'll show you this. It's very strange how this works in life, but... I'm usually attracted to quiet people. But my most successful relationships were with people who are not quiet at all. I usually like people who are more social and super happy and talk to everybody and hug everybody, and like that's not who I usually turn to. I usually step away from those people. But funny enough, in a relationship, I do better with that kind of people than someone who's more quiet. It's weird, right? It's someone like I don't know what I actually like. It's crazy. I don't think you wouldn't want it to be overbearing in the beginning, though. Yeah. Don't be clingy. Really? You guys? A lot of people are like, don't be clingy. I don't know. I don't have a problem with that at all. You don't date much, Sarah? That's okay. I'm not trying to put anyone to the spot. I was just curious because it was on my mind tonight. Yeah, earlier this afternoon, so I'm just making conversation. I like clingy people. I mean, of course, there's a limit. There's a limit. Like if I can't use the bathroom, clingy thing. Shoot. I'm fine. I'm fine with clingy people. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, jealousy, clinginess. Not a big issue for me. Oh, wait a second there. Hey, you think not another balloon? Not another balloon. Well, I heard you heard it. I heard it. You heard it. We heard it. I heard it. You heard it. She heard it. We heard it. I 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 don't know where it at. I have a jealousy problem. That's okay. That's okay. I do think people who do have a jealous problem, like if the person refuses to work on it, it can get to a point where you can't stand it. Like if you can't, like for example, if you can't do anything at all, or if they're aggressive to the point where, you know, they get aggressive over their jealousy. At that point, I feel like this needs to be addressed and this person needs to scale it back. Like, because that just can't function, right? Even if I'm okay with it, like my life won't be able to function as a human being because I'd have to go to work blindfolded so I don't look at anyone and stuff like that. So yeah, like no, that's okay, Sarah. I totally respect that. There's nothing wrong with that. A little bit of jealousy shows you care. Yeah. They just go overboard with jealousy, though. Well, the very interesting thing about jealousy, right, is that it's not founded. So people who usually are extremely jealous, and I am not usually extremely jealous, but I felt extremely jealous before. I felt very insecure and very jealous before. To the point where you get upset. That's just a fact. But it's not true for all my relationships, but it is true for at least 2 examples I can think in my head. And I don't see this shiny. Do you guys see this shiny? Because I don't see it. Is it this guy? Oh, another Ampy? Oh my god, I got like 7 of these mother fluffers, dude. What the heck? Why is it always this dude? Dude, I swear to goodness, it's either this dude or the balloon. I got like 7 of the balloons, dude. I spent a lot collecting every Pokemon in this game. Good job, man. Welcome in, cool. Good job. Yeah. Comparing yourself is something that's always gonna happen. But to get rid of jealousy, yes, there needs to be a mastering of the comparison. And it took so long. I bet it did. Anyone would be blessed to have Meowie. True. Yeah, I beat it. We're just shiny hunting. I have the decks full. I have everything complete, yeah. Lurking at work, per usual. Hi, Jen. I'm glad you stopped by. Jealousy stems from the irrational. It really stems from the irrational. It comes from... It's a deep fear, right? And fear makes you think things like... Have you ever been sitting at night in bed? You're in bed, it's dark. You have your door halfway open. You're looking down the hallway. And you're thinking... And you're fine. Like, before that, you're fine. You're on your phone. You're doing whatever. You look down the hallway, and you think you see a shadow or something, but you didn't see it. But let's just say it was a car that drove by, and it cast a shadow, whatever. You saw a little thing go by. And it's nothing, right? It's nothing. But your brain, because of the fear, you're gonna start like... You're gonna cover yourself with your covers. You're gonna curl up. You're gonna start looking left and right. You're gonna start thinking of things, right? That's what fear does. It's irrational. Fear is irrational. The same thing goes for jealousy. It always stems from from irrationality. Because it's a fear, really. Comparison is not fair, Meowlissa. It is never fair to compare yourself to anyone else. Did you guys hear that, or am I crazy? Well, one of the biggest problems about comparisons, and I've said this before, I think Hollywood, for example, has been one of the greatest offenders when it comes to giving people perceptions of things, right? And I'm not saying it's just their fault, but if you look at media and stuff, like, everything is so controlled and perfect, right? Like, yeah, no one's, you know, like, the women always have the biggest breasts, and they always have the most beautiful hair, and they always have the most beautiful eyes, but that's not the real world. Yeah, those people are real, but those people are handpicked from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Those people are hand-selected. They're, if anything, they're anomalies. Not in the bad sense of anomaly, but they're unusually gifted physically. Okay? And then you see this on TV, right? You see these things. You know where I'm going with this, obviously. And then you perceive that yourself. Well, see? See? See how beautiful she is? Do you see it? Look at me. I'm not as beautiful. My butt's not as big. My lips are flatter. My eyes are smaller. You know, she has blue eyes. I have brown eyes. Boring. Yeah, you know, and... Hey, Lester Banana. Yeah, the snow in her hair, yeah. But that is a false equivalent. It's a false perception that you have. Yeah, those people exist, but they're selected. They're also made to look their absolute best on camera. Everything about it is controlled. Okay? And here's why comparison is not fair. If you compare yourself, imagine two people. Imagine two people, okay? And when these two people are born at the same time, same hour, same hospital, they live in the same neighborhood, everything, okay? Two people. Let's say let's say they live next to each other even. Could even say that. So these two people, one is born poor. The other one's born very rich. The dad was rich. He's born with everything. One is 20 years old. The other is just turned 20 years old too. Well, they're the same age. Okay, so it makes sense. Okay. So they turn 20. When they turn 20, they start thinking, usually guys around their 20s, maybe not nowadays, but in my time at least. This is a time where you start thinking about, you know, you're already thinking about, I need to have a job, I need to have a family, I need to have... Not everyone, we're generalizing, I know not everyone's like that, I'm not saying they are. But hear me out, it's for the sake of the example. But one of the guys was born poor, the other was born rich. Now the guy that was born poor looks at his friend driving his Ferrari. He started a business. His business is very successful. He's, you know, he's got the perfect girl because he's rich. He's a gold digger, let's just say that. And he's living the life. He's got all of it. And the guy that's poor, you know, he has a 5 to, you know, he has a 7 to 5. He's, or a 9 to 5, you could say. He's, you know, he's got his little Fiat, you know, he's got he's got a little Honda Civic. He's not doing great, but he's getting by. And he looks at the rich guy and he says, I suck. Look at my friend. He was born at the same time I was. We live in the same neighborhood. And he's doing so well, and I'm like... I'm crapping the crapper, man. I'm harrying the Potter. What's going on here, man? What's going on is that one was handicapped and another wasn't. Okay? That's what's going on. So, comparison is not fair. Because if you had to compare yourself, it would have to be with someone who lived exactly what you lived, went through exactly what you went through, and experienced everything you experienced it exactly the same. And that would be a fair comparison. Someone who is identical to you would be a fair comparison. That person doesn't exist because, guess what? There's no one but you in the world. You're the only one that's made like that. You're the only one who thinks like that. You're the only one who has the same dreams that you have. You are a genetically uniqueness in the whole of the universe, which is said to be infinite. In infinity, you are one. And you cannot be duplicated. If that doesn't make you feel special, Maybe this will. When you were born, the little talk about the bees, the birds and the bees. There was a competition, so to speak, and there was millions of competitors. You won that crap. You won that crap. There was millions and millions of competitors, and you won. Okay? You won out of millions. Some tied, but that's fine. You can tie. To tie is okay. But we're winners. You know what I mean? We're all winners. I mean, to some degree, yeah. So I'm a Veluza. Yes, you're a Veluza. I love to win crap. Well. You like crap? Okay. Call me in the morning. I'll have a little bit for you. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Hey, Matt! Matt! How's it going, Matt? Matt. Good to see you, Matt, old boy. How have you been, you? How have you been, you? Don't kink shame me. I would never. I would never. Did you know that if you... This is real. Did you know that if you lay flat on the ground, the veins in a body, there's so many veins. If you lay the veins of a human body flat on the ground, let's say there's no skin, there's no nothing, it's just the veins. And you put it next to a galaxy or a constellation, you'd be hard-pressed to see the difference. Have you noticed that everything is circular? Very interesting. If you look at nature, everything is circular. Everything. Hey, thank you, programmer. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hey, Chev, welcome in. Ole! And or symmetrical, yeah. I learned this from the creator of One Piece. Someone asked Oda, the creator of One Piece, and they asked him because he signs his name with a circle, and then Sanji's, one of the characters, his eyebrow has a circle too. So a fan asked him why is it that he likes circles so much, because in his story there's a lot of circles. And he replied with what I was saying, that the world functions in circles, and he goes on to explain like the solar system, galaxies, the planet, water currents, everything. Everything is circular. And he goes into more detail. I forget exactly. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate you. A lot of people have complimented. Wait. No, it wasn't. It was the... A lot of people have complimented me on my hair. I'm feeling good about it. I was kind of like, I don't know if I should have it out or not. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I mean, Jesus was Christ and he didn't please everyone, so why should I? Bro, it's so deep. I love the, yeah. Yeah, he said, I encourage you guys to go look at what he actually said. He said it way better than I did. But yeah, they always asked him why he did circles and all this thing. He said that because that's how the universe is. It's crazy. If you look, your blood flow is circles. It's circles too. Everything. It's everything that has life circles. I think that's how he put it. Everything that is alive has a circulation. Even plants, from the water to the photosynthesis to the what's the name of that thing? What is that thing that plants secrete out at night? God dang. Should have gone to chemistry class. Carbon dioxide. There you go. You do what you want, Frosty. I love your curls. Yeah, they're kind of very active right now. I've been actively like taking more care of my hair now. I feel like I was getting a lot of hair loss, and I know that I was not washing my hair as frequently as I should. But I've been washing it way more frequently, so I'm happy about that. I know it's not the best thing, but I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I mean, it's easy for me to like get depressed and forget to even wash my hair. And to be fair, I was always under the impression that washing my hair was bad if you wash it too much. So I wash it like every other day now. Like I make it a point like to seriously wash it every other day. Like I let it rest for a day. I just washed it this morning, so this is like fresh lemon here. Fresh lemonade. Yeah, cause I get really oily, man. Like I get oily like a McDonald's deep fryer, man. Look at the bronzer, Max! Whoa! Look at the bronzer. It's a big bronzer. Look at him. Wow. Do you see this? That's so cool. Do I have one of those? Don't. Oh shoot! Put me to sleep. Your mom. Wait, is that your mom? I'm sorry, mother. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Totally gonna die here. Bam! Hey! Ooh, that's a Mega Gligger. Ooh, I think I already have one of these. I know I caught one already. You love your hair? Would you mind taking a picture for us, Chris? I'd love to see your hair. No pressure. No pressure. Sometimes I feel if I say something, people feel really pressured to do it because they really, they enjoy my streams and they're like, oh, Frosty asked me, I have to do it. But I hope I don't put pressure on anyone. Like, you don't have to. I'd love to see it, though. The only thing I don't lie about my hair is that I have my dad's hairline. I don't like. Yeah, I have my dad's hairline as well. Yeah, my hairline looks like the letter M, but capital. Yeah. I have a little bit of a widow's peak too, but my long hair can kind of hide it. But if I pull my hair back, you'll see I have a huge widow's peak now. It's been getting worse with age. I am almost 40, so there you go. I can't believe I said that. Please, I need soap. I need to wash my tongue. Said, oh my, help me. I can't believe I said that. I don't wanna ever. Dude, that's so scary. Did you hear that? That was such a scary sound. It sounded like a bull was like chasing me. I thought we were all 69. You know what, man? Why not? Why not? Let's all be 69. I almost said something I shouldn't have. I almost said something I shouldn't say. I want to say it. I want to say it. I'm going to hold myself. Don't say it, Frosty. Don't say it. Hey, Corey. Yeah, I'm almost 40, Jen. I'm like 6 years away. I'm 6 years away from being 40. Not that much. Say it, you won't. Don't instigate. I didn't know you were an instigator, Shadow. The lovely Shadow is here. The lovely Shadow. He said everyone's 69. I said, I don't mind being 69. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not. Stop it. Stop. Don't look at me like that. I'm not gonna say it. You're a Shadow and I'm all for starting trouble. I figured. Well, I don't know you very well, so I don't know, like, I don't know how to gauge how far you take jokes. Some people don't like more adult jokes. Some people are okay with it. So getting to know you a little bit, Shadow, but I don't know where your line is, because mine goes very far. Almost 4-0. You are doing well after afternoon. She chose the sussy chaos. Family friend. I didn't say it, Meowie. I held my tongue. I held my tongue. I held my tongue on it because I'm 69. So I know how to hold my tongue. Because I have experience. Because I'm 69. Get it? Because I'm old. So I have experience. Gosh dang it. I'm 4 years away from being under 40. What does that mean? And it's only Monday, and I haven't drank yet. I don't drink, I'm just joking, but... And I haven't even gotten a drink in. Jen, don't look at me like that, Jen. You don't look at me like that, Jen. You know darn well that you like that joke. You know it. You know you're a sussy gal. I believe on stream, I behave on streams, but I definitely have jokes and comments I say too. Adult jokes are funny. Yeah, I find adult humor funny as well, but I don't say it live. Sometimes. It's happened once or twice. I said a more adult joke, but nothing ever like explicit, but like kind of like, you know how like the Pixar movie always has like a joke for that only the adults will pick up on? Kind of like that kind of thing. The side eye. You looking at my eyes? Like what you see. Ooh! We got an Eevee. Means I'm gonna be a great week, man. I'm just joking with you. If you have a boyfriend, please. I've had enough of jealous boyfriends. Please don't send them my way, please. The joke. The joke. Single for life? What the? No, don't say that. A pretty girl like you saying that. Don't say that. Don't say that. You know, for every lid, there's a pot. Isn't that right, Savage? In that right, Savage? Savage, have you met Shadow? Savage, have you met Shadow? Have you met my friend Shadow? You've never heard that phrase before? Because I made it up. I usually say a wise man came up with it, and then I say it was me. Did you send me a picture, Chris? I'm surprised he puts up with me. Savage is adorable. He's adorable. Shadow streams are a great time. Are they? Do you really like her? Okay, I'm just asking. I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I mean, what do you mean? Don't look at me like that. I swear. I'm just asking. We're friends. Oh boy. I was always Cupid. Trying to be slick. Trying to make love happen here. He has cats. You love cats. This is perfect. You're helping my case over here. Man, make it hard for me at least. I'm trying to make this hard for me. I was always Cupid. The problem is no one ever knew. All my exes, I had an ex. Oh, dude, I wouldn't say. All my exes found the love of their lives and their husbands after they broke up with me. I got it. There's something about me. When they leave me is when they find the real one. Sometimes I date people just so they can find the real one. I just pretend like I like them. So they never know that I was Cupid, actually. But it's been happening. That's the story of my love life. It's funny. I once was with a girl. We dated for a few, maybe 4 months. It wasn't too long, but he ended up, like 2 weeks later. I don't know if it was 2 weeks later. She was engaged to another dude. Dude, it was less than a month ago after we broke up, and I was like, yeah, well, that says something, doesn't it? There's a movie like that. Yeah, it's totally my love life. Like every time they break up with me or I break up with them. Mostly I don't know. It's kind of like 50-50. I think mostly it was me who broke up. I think. Yeah, but I'm picky. I'm picky. I'm not easy to please. I'm a picky man. It's not really like appearances. Not really picky in appearance. It's more like personality. I don't like when it comes to friendships. I'm very chill, but I take relationships very seriously. I take it seriously. I come across a little strong, and I guess people are not really into that, so I stay away from it for the most part now. But yeah, I take relationships and feelings. I take that very seriously. Like I don't like playing around with that kind of stuff. The important question is, does the replacement look or act similar to yourself? My very first girlfriend, this is interesting. I don't think so, to be honest with you. My very first girlfriend ended up marrying a very famous DJ. Like a guy, oh, good for him. I hope he does well, but he ended up being a very famous DJ, which is cool. And she ended up dating that guy. I was like, wow, that's interesting. Leon, what's going on, Leon? What's going on, baby man? Talk to me. Do you want to go to Wisconsin and get some donuts? Hey. Hey, Metal! Welcome in. Cats are beyond adorable. Cats. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's alright. I've been through some crappy relationships. I believe you, friend. I believe you. I feel like most people have I mean, some high school sweethearts, I mean, every now and then you'll see it, but most people have some bad experience. I can have cats my children. And if you think about it, Shadow, it's really not that uncommon, and I wouldn't hate anyone for it. Unless they did something really horrible to you, like, you know, like physical harm or, you know, horrible stuff, of course. But if it's like you guys used to fight or argue or jealousy or some stuff like that, you know, it makes sense because you're dating when you're young for the first time. So you don't have the experience, you don't have the tools, you don't have the knowledge, and you're learning, you know, you're learning how to do this whole thing. So I feel like that's why a lot of people have bad first experiences with relationships. Hey, Lester, Frosty, Glacian, Lemon, what? What did I do? Then if the answer is yes, then the problem is you. If the answer is no, they can rest well knowing it wasn't for something different. Yeah. Oh, I guess so, yeah. I don't think that guy was much like me, no. Cats? What about cats? Wait, did we get sub gifting? Oh, Misery, thank you so much. Metal with a 5. Oh, thank you, Metal. I didn't say anything about cats. I said cats are meh. That's what I said. Wait, did Leon gift 5 too? Oh my gosh, Leon Metal! What the heck? Hey, thank you so much. Wow. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Metal. Wow. Thank you for gifting to the community. Hi, Lynn. How are you, Lynn? Thank you so much for gifting to the community. Wow. You type too much? Nah, you're good, Green. Speak to your heart's content, man. Cats are bad. What? Abby's saying that cats are bad. Hey, O'Brien, how's it going? Thank you so much. Leon, what the heck? That's from Chris. Oh, thank you so much, Leon. Thank you so much, Frank. Oh man, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Dang it, I appreciate you guys. Wow. Metal, Leon, thank you. Thank you. Sarah. 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 Oh my god. Brother, man, what the heck is going on? Hey, thank you so much. Guys, it's okay, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yowie, thank you, Lester. Thank you, Meowie. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Metal. Thank you, Leon, Sarah. Carl, come, even Carl. Oh my. I do have the best mods in the world. I get emotional with this crap. Oh god. Oh. No, I'm not upset, man. I'm not upset. I'm just, you know, I know perhaps this thing is when you're a streamer and, you know, you put your time, you put your effort, you put your love into what you do, and then you see that people respond, you know, and it's emotional to see what you've built and what you've accomplished and how much love you've gathered, you know. is going on? Yowie and Luna, I thought you went to bed. Oh, Luna, thank you. Oh my gosh, my voice is cracking. I'm so sorry. Oh, Chef, thank you. My gosh, Luna. Yowie with another gifty. Thank you, Shadow, for saying that. Thank you. You're a great content creator, and I'm happy you found me so I can find. Well, I hope to share my community with you because I think you're pretty cool. Making Frosty hit second puberty is... I'm finally gonna grow a beard. Perhaps. Carissy! Carissy! Oh my god! Carissy! Oh my gosh! And the YouTube. Oh god. What the freak? Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Everyone that's pitching is a legend. They are. I know you guys want to always support the channel, so I'm... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Carissy. Luna. We're gonna have to do something special for this. We're gonna have to do something special. We're gonna have to do something. Yeah, happy to have you here, Corey. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Luna. Meowie, Carissy, Danny, Leon, Sarah, Chev, Carl, so much, Sarah. Metal. Oh, metal. No. Oh, no, no, no. What the heck is going on, dude? What the freak is going on, dude? Threatening super chat, what? Don't forget us, okay? We will find you, hunt you. I'll take the 10. I won't forget you guys, I'll take it. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess right now. Oh god. What do I... Chris. I know. I see you, Chris, and metal. Metal. You're bananas, metal, and I love you. Holy crap. Thank you, Leon. Thank you. I don't know what else to say, man. Thank you so much. Why am I bananas? Because you're being too generous. You're generous. That's all I mean. That's all I mean, man. I can't even speak, but my voice is cracking like SpongeBob. Sorry for the threat. No, I didn't take it as a threat. I know what you mean. I didn't take it the wrong way. Don't worry. I take them back. No banana. Okay, you're pineapples. You like pineapples better? You're pineapples. Which one do you want to be? Let me know. Pear? You pear apples? Yeah, I have to do it again. I'll be apples. Okay, you're apples. You're absolutely apples. No, it's not a crime. Or grapes. I love grapes. Jen. Who is generous? Jen, you're generous. Thank you, Jen. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jen. Oh no. What the heck is going on, dude? Oh no. Remember you are loved, remember you are supported even when you're at your lowest. Hard mistakes were made. You're loved by others. That's beautiful. Thank you. You are a writer. That's beautiful. Thank you. That gives me a lot of encouragement. Thank you. Thank you for the 10 as well, but the words mean a lot. Thank you. Hey, Savage King and Chris God mods. Savage King and Chris God mods. Thank you, Leon, for another 20. I thought it was a 5. Orange is 20. Oh God. Ben Luster, choose another fruit. Banana steak with the 69. Oh God, dude, my hands are sweaty, dudes and dudettes. I busted my hand there a little bit, you can see, but it's okay. Oh my gosh. Matt, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Leon. Make Savage King. Yo, Fork. Holy locks, Frosty, but I also just caught a SpongeBob reference. Fork! Fork! Fork, I'm so happy to see you! Friend! Fork! How are you? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Ford, for being here. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Matt. Love you so much. Frosty tonight is a prime example of much. Thank you, man. Sorry, I get nervous. I start rocking and moving around. Sorry. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for 7 months, man. Thank you. Thank you, Banana. You'll always be my favorite banana. I love bananas, but there's no quite any other banana. You put the B in Anna. Nah. And nah. Nana. So you put the B in Anana. That doesn't sound good either, because a nana would be a grandma. You put the ba in nana. I don't know. You know what you do. Forehead, welcome in. Remember the song? Remember the song? Which song? Which song? The ripest banana. Dr. Fiend, welcome in. Did we get raided? Are you? I'm doing good, Fork. Thank you for asking. I remember a lot of heartwarming moments for my streams. I remember there was once we did a Animal Crossing stream, and it went something like this too, where people were just out of their brains generous. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that night very well. It was just, you couldn't even see the chat. It was just love. Now I'll actually go to bed. Okay. Thank you, Luna. Love you, Luna. Thank you. I appreciate your support. And your words meant a lot. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Metal. Please let me cook you dinner. Metal. Let me cook you dinner. Metal. Let me take you out to prom or something. Like, please. Please, Metal. Let me take you out to prom for dinner. Something, please. Mia. It was me, Sarah. 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 Metal. Sarah. Metal. Come on, man. Dude, I am so embarrassed, dude. I look like a... Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh. I look like I just watched Titanic. Okay, but I go with Savage King. I'll make Savage King a king mod. He already is. He already is. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. You know what? Thank you all for the love. You know, and sometimes doing YouTube is not easy, and I'm here every night with you guys, and I love doing it, but sometimes, you know, like tonight, it was a sort of a rough night and a rough day, and things happen in the background that you guys perhaps never even hear about it, you know, and so is life. And I'll be honest, it was a day that was sort of a minus day, but I hope, you know what, whatever good ever happens to me, I hope that you get it tenfold. That's what I hope. You turned it around for sure, for sure. You guys made a man happy tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Chev. Thank you, Chev. Thank you, Fork. Thank you, Alex. Neko Legion. Oh, Neko rated us. Neko, thank you. Neko is amazing. I love Neko. She's so cool. Sounds good, Corey. We're happy you're happy. I am. I'm touched, right? Like I'm emotional about it. I'm trying to hold myself from like freaking just ugly cry, right? I'm forcibly like trying to hold back tears so I don't ugly cry on camera. I feel embarrassed, but thank you, Shadow. I don't ever do this. Yeah, Shadow, we can game anytime, friend. Of course. Yeah, DM me. I'm always looking for people to play games with. I mean, if I'm busy, I'm busy, but when I'm not, sure, absolutely. I'm usually playing Smash. I'll play for like... My playing time is like... I play games for like 2 hours a day. I don't... And without counting stream, of course. Like, just my personal time. About hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'll do my exercise, have stuff to do around the house, and go for walks. And, hey, create content and stuff. I don't think I have any personal gaming anymore. But thank you, Shadow. I appreciate. I know you haven't done this for anyone. Thank you. I feel special. I do. I really do. Special. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I saw you doing Final Fantasy VI. I was there for I think it was this afternoon, man. My brain. It was this afternoon. I'm pretty sure you were doing Final Fantasy VI. I saw it. You're special, Meowie. You're my special Meowie. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you. Yeah, I personally... Yeah. I'm moved. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're both special. I think so. I think so. But in the best sense of special. That moon is looking really cool. Kind of. If it weren't for you, Frosty? Yeah, it's kind of true, yeah. If I didn't put all of this together... I mean, your relationships are your own, of course, but... It started... Some of them started because I started streaming, yeah. Which is interesting to think about, right? Thank you, Sarah, Meadow, Meowie, Chris, Dev, Leon, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I know a lot of people donated and gifted. Matt, thank you for the support continuously. Thank you so much. To everyone, if I didn't say your name, don't be offended. It's just there was a lot of people. And thank you to everyone. It's not personal, I promise. Lester, I know Lester donated as well. Thank you, Chris. Yowie, thank you. Hey, Huggy. Huggy Wuggy Duggy. Are you ready to get Dougie with Huggy? Not gonna lie, dude, you look freaking hot, man. From one straight man to I'll take it. I'm straight too, but I'll take the compliment, dude. I'll take the compliment. 100%. I don't know about that. Warhead, thank you so much for being here. Facts, Huggy. That is lovely, Huggy. Zed, you're here, Zed? You still here? Would it sound sus if Frost said, thank you for the 69, Lester? It would sound sus if I said it like, thank you for the 69, Lester. Let's do it again. I've been lurking hard, Mr. Lemon. I hear you. I have to go to bed. Well, don't be a stranger if you ever want to play a game or hang out or do whatever. I am willing. Reach out, or if you want me to reach out, I'll reach out. Just let me know. Don't feel like you can't reach out, okay? You had a great stream. Smile and have a wonderful night, Frosty. My best smile right there. That was such a fake smile. Yo, Kieran, how you doing? I like Lester. Me too, JJ. Me too. Lester is funny. He's a cool dude. Savage, Chris, Chev, Millie, Savage, Zed. Sometimes I go to people's streams, like seeing Huggy do this, and sometimes the reason I don't even type in there. I saw Matt. Matt said the same thing, and I related so hard. Sometimes I don't type because you're gonna have to say hi to a bunch of people. It's not like I don't like saying hi, but... And then you forget someone, and then it's awkward, and then it's like, I don't mean it, but... You know? So... Sometimes I just lurk and I don't say something in chat. I lurk a lot of people. I lurk a lot of people. A lot. Put Huggy's app in. App? What kind of app are we talking about? I feel that, Frosty. I feel the same sometimes. Yeah, it's... And perhaps people could look at that and... You could see the... I guess you could take it the wrong way if you really want to, but... It's really not coming from a bad place. It's really just coming from... you just want to chill, right? And you don't want the social aspect. You just want to listen, right? Sometimes you just don't want the social aspect, you know? Lots of times I went to say hi in Extreme before work. Then I'd be late to work. Lurking is still important. Can I say... I just want to say, and I mean this. I mean this, like, I'm being dead honest, dead serious right now. Thank you all for the donos. Thank you for the gifties. I know that money is difficult for everyone today, nowadays. And I know that what you give me because you love me. I feel that, I respect that, I accept that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making my day better. And thank you for blessing me. Thank you. I mean that. I just don't want you guys to feel like I'm not grateful, because I really am. There's only so much I can do from a camera, you know? I'd show you my toes. I would say I'm wearing socks, but I'm not, so there goes my excuse. I'd show you my toes, but I don't think you'd like it. No one wants to see your toe. That's one of the first... It's one of the first honest things. It's like the most honest thing I've heard Jen say. Not like she's a liar or anything. I'm not saying that at all. But I like it was like great. I feel you, FrostyLemon. That's kind of one reason I don't say a lot sometimes and I lurk so often. It's not an offense to anyone. I don't take offense to it, but as a streamer, sometimes people show up and they tell me they lurk a lot, right? At that point, like, I just don't know. I'd like to show the appreciation, but I know that people, they just want to come and listen, and they don't want the social aspect of it. I don't blame anyone for that, dude. I encourage you, in fact. Lurky Lurkins, D. Perkins. Best rhyme I could do. From me to you, I'll cook you a stew. I'll give another 5 memberships to not see them. Okay, so I have to show them now. Oh, dang. I usually wear socks all the time. I love wearing socks. I hate the feeling of going to bed without socks. Like when I feel like the silk of the... Like the material of the sheets and it touches my feet. Like it gives me like... Woo! Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Yo, it gives me the chills. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. And also, another thing that does that for me is with people, I'm not judging anyone that does. If you do this, then fine. You ever seen that person that when they take a bite with a fork, like, they bite the fork and they drag the fork on their teeth, and you just hear it like, come on, it's like, no, don't do that. No. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh, that's Zed. Is it Zed? No way, Allison. No way. I can't stand it, dude. Oh. And they bite down and they drag the fork on their teeth, man. And it's just, and you hear the sound of it, and you'll see, oh, every single hair in my body stands. My mom is exposing me. Thank you for being here, Allison. I really appreciate you. I call you Allison, but I don't know, it'd be weird to call you Zed's mom, you know? Like, I don't know, so I call you Allison. I actually I love the name Allison. I think it's very beautiful. Yeah, that's my name. Exactly. 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 I think that's reason enough. It's a beautiful name. It's a beautiful name. I love it, like, honestly. I don't like the name Jessica and Amanda. That's 2 names I don't like. Like the name Jessica, Amanda. I don't know. I just don't. I don't. I like names that start with A, ironically enough. I know Amanda. Amanda's the exception, but like Allison, Alice, Alyssa, even Alda, Alma. I love those names. Yeah, it's true, Fork. I don't like the name Jessica. I know your name is Jessica. I'm sorry. It's not a name that I would name my kid, is all I'm saying. I love people with the name Jessica. Nothing against the person, but I don't like the name Jessica. Emma's a good name. It is a beautiful name, Emma. It is. Emma's a beautiful name. Why'd you pick that name? Someone very special in my life called Emma. That's why I kind of paused. That's fair. No, it's nothing against you. I had a crush on a Jessica when I was in 8th grade. My coworker, one time we were hanging out in the break room, and his wife comes in, whatever. Her name's Jessica. And we're talking about names. And he turns to her and he says, "Did you know that Frosty doesn't like the name Jessica?" And she like glares at me like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, wait, listen, I'm gonna pull his head here, bop boop beep bop, bop boop beep." I'm gonna pull his head. I'm gonna pull an R2 here. I like Jess. Jess is cool. I like Jess. Jess I like. If you call it Jessie or Jess, I'm fine with that. Jessica, I'm more like, Talk to you later. Oh, thank you so much, Misery. Do you have to go? Work? I'm gonna name my child Melody. Aw. If it's a girl, Crystal. Or Sapphire. I call my kid Sapphire. It's a girl. Sapphire. If it's a boy, Felix. Crazy work. I don't like Ruth. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ruth, no. Ruth is another name I don't like very much. Felix is a cool name. I like Felix and Isaac. Isaac is a pronunciation. I like the name, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Good one. Arlene? Oh yeah, Life with Arlene. What's that movie, the Infinite Arlene, or Arlene Doesn't Age? I've told this to Huggy before, but if I ever have 2 boys, their names will be Destroyer Death, Robot, Optimus Prime. Okay, take it easy, Elon Musk. Gosh, dang. Holy crap. If she's named Ruth, just call her Babe. I love that. if she's named Ruth, just call her Babe. Just go Age of Adeline. There you go. That's the one. Yeah. Arlen. Oh, Arlen. Arlen. Oh, is that a boy's name or a girl's name? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. I'm ignorant. Help me. I'm ignorant. The girls. Okay. I love the name Lynn. I think Lynn is a beautiful name. I love Lynn. Yeah. I love the name Zach too, by the way. But with a CK. Sorry, Allison. You butchered that one. I gotta say. Zach with a CK. I love Zach, but with a CK. That CH, I'm not sure about that. Picking kids' names is hard. It is. It is. Nah. He chose it? Well, how could you, Frosty? I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter how. I love the name Zach. I mean, I would definitely name a person Zach if I was given the power to. I think it's a beautiful name. Huh, why'd you pick the CH, Zed? I don't know what would I name, I don't know what I would name a boy, though. Maybe like your own name? I'm not to offend anyone. It's actually in Portugal, it's quite common for people to... I wouldn't say it's exactly Portuguese culture, but I think it could be considered because it happens fairly often, where the father will name their kid the father's name plus junior. So like if his name is like John, it'd be like John Jr. No, I never liked that. I was like, dude, it's like the kid can't even have a personality now. It has to be you. He has to be you, dude. Zach is correct, just Zach. Zach is short for Zachariah or Zachary. Ooh, Zachary and Zachariah, beautiful names. Biblical names. You're not a fan of Esther? How about... I love names that have gems, like Ruby. I love Ruby. Like Topaz, Sapphire, Emerald. I love gem names. Like anything that's a gem, I'll eat it up. Amethyst, for example. There's a bunch. Amber, yeah, I love Amber. Opal, I love Opal as well. Opal, Amber, good examples, yeah. Ruby and Sapphire, like the Pokemon games. Yeah. He was named Silver? That's beautiful. Your baby Opal? Your baby Opal? What does that mean? Explain that to me. Help me understand. I was born to be Brent. My mom said from the minute you were born, you looked at each other and said Brent. But that's not your name, I don't think. I think you shared your name. I've watched a little bit of Steven Universe, yes. I've seen clips, I've never watched episode by episode. My mom named, I won't say the name, but my mom named my brother, excuse me, I'm talking out of my butt. My dad named my brother. So they made my mom tells me this, I was too little to... My dad named my brother, so they made an agreement that my mom would name me. That was the second child. So they made an agreement since my dad named my brother, who is my older brother, of course, me, the second child, my mom would name. So my mom wanted to name me Peter. And then last minute when I was born and they're doing the name and signing the papers and birth certificates and all that, they put my name as the name that I currently have that you guys know I don't share my name. But it's a Portuguese name. I'll just say that. But my mom wanted to name me Peter, but my dad decided on something else. And he just took the reins and he was like, I'm gonna commandeer this ship, and decided to call me something else. I could have had a normal name. Could have been Spider-Man, but no. No. I had to be Portugal Man. Could have been Spider-Man. Turned into Rooster Man. Yeah, my dad, he took, like, last minute. My mom tells me this story. Obviously, I was too young to... Hi, Truly. Welcome in. The proper etiquette for juniors is to skip the firstborn son, and it's the second son that would be a junior. Oh, really? Somehow people have forgotten that part. Is that like a, is that, I thought it was a Portuguese thing or a European thing. Is it an American thing as well? Perhaps it is. I do know a Junior. I do know a Junior. Very good friend. One more time. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support. Really appreciate it. Marissa? But instead they named me Melissa. Marissa. Marissa and Melissa are both very beautiful names. I like both of them. I'm a fan of both. They wanted all M named and yeah. Be able to be said in Spanish and English. Nice. Yowie has a beautiful name. He does. You don't like Marissa? I do. I like Marissa. Marissa and Melissa. I think they're both really cool. I really like the name Elsa as well, for some reason. Alyssa. Elise. Is that a name? Elysium, I guess. I was there into a relationship for 1 minute with a Melissa in 7th grade. Wow. How did that go? Tell us the deets. How did that go? Patrick, 1 minute in heaven. Welcome in, Nevi. Like from Sonic? Yeah, like from Sonic, yeah. Dating a girl a while back with a pretty interesting name. Her name's Brie. Oh, I love Brie. I love Brie Larson. Sorry. Did I say that out loud? Close. I love Brie Larson. You can marvel my world anytime. Oh, bra. Is it bra? Bria. Is it bria? What's the name of that woman that married Keith Urban's? The one that married Keith Urban's, she's in one of the old Batman movies. Her name sounds like a kidney. We kissed for a minute and then broke up while her friend timed us on her stopwatch. Nicole Kidman. Yes, Nicole Kidman. Nicole. I love the name Nicole. Yup, that's the one. She is... Nicole Kidman is... Ooh. Hello. Hubba. She's very pretty. She's Australian. There's another actress that I remember dudes back in the day, they lost their minds over. The girl that plays, the one that does The Mask. And she's in The Mask and Charlie's Angels. And a bunch of other crap. The blonde. Fudge. Drew Barrymore? No. Cameron Diaz. There you go. Diaz, yes. Yeah, I remember back in school, like, dudes, they had a crush on her. Like, everybody had a crush on her. I was like, no. I'm like, no. you know. He was a hottie in Charlie's Angels. They all were, all of them. What was... One actress I really liked was the one in Pitch Perfect. Not the mean girl in the first movie. You know how there's, like, Pitch Perfect, you have Anna Kendrick, not her. But then there's the other girl that's, like, the group leader. But then there's the other one that's, like, the co-pilot or the sidekick, I guess, to the main girl. That girl. The one with the red head. I always thought she was very adorable. I don't know why. I always thought she was adorable. I don't know her name. Don't ask me. She's too thin, Bonnie. She's too thin? Yeah, she's tall and thin. I think she's like 6 foot. She might be. Hello, Iffelstein. She voiced Fiona in Shrek? Really? Anna Kendrick is in Twilight? No, that's Kristen Bell. That's a different person. You did that on purpose. No, that's Kristen Bell. Yeah. Did you guys see the last eclipse that happened? Did you guys see the eclipse that happened last time? You guys remember the last eclipse? Yeah. That was the last time Kristen Bell smiled. The Alice actress? Which Alice? Did I fall asleep on your live? That's okay. Did you get clout? No, we didn't get it. We started the quest, but we didn't get him. We still have a little bit of work to get there. Anne Hathaway, stop. Emma Stone, stop. Emma Stone, stop. Stop. Yeah, Anna Kendrick is in Twilight as a side. She's not the main girl. She's a side thing. Kristen Bell smiles all the time. No, she doesn't. I said she smiles as often as an eclipse. How many times do you see an eclipse? She's a Cullen, right? Well, Kristen Bell is a Cullen. Yeah, she's the Edward girl. Yeah. She's a good actress. I like her acting. She has RBF. She has a good RBF, right? Anne Hathaway, I think she is perfect in my eyes. I saw her in person too when I went to the Kelly show. Really? Really? You saw her? Have you guys ever seen any famous people? I've never seen a famous person. Never. My mom was... He saw Michael Jackson. We went to Vegas once and... we met Michael. That was a while ago. Dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright guys, I'm gonna... Give me a second. Tell me if you can hear this music, okay? I'm gonna play some music. Let me know if it's playing. Should be playing now. I've seen Ariana Grande. Really, Juliana? Yeah, she's tiny. She's like 4'10" or something like that. She's a tiny human. I'm not making fun of her, I mean, it's okay. She's got a voice like a jet plane. Yeah, you can hear it? Nice. I don't think I haven't seen any celebrities, not from afar, only on TV. I never cared to. I'm not a big, like, celebrity guy. Like, if I see a celebrity, I mean, I'd be interested, of course, to look, but I'm not the kind of guy who's like, oh, give me a picture. Oh, I need a picture. I need to see. There's a few drummers that if I met, I probably would fanboy a little bit. Perhaps, I'd say 1 or 2 drummers. I'd probably fanboy a little bit. But like actors and actresses, there is one. There is one, perhaps. Elizabeth Olsen. The music is loud? Is it? Was it loud? Dealing with recent heartbreak, Juliana? Oh, sorry. Where's it? Would really. Well, not knowing your personality or what you like to hear or what your love language is, all I can say for if you're dealing with a breakup is it hurts a lot, but it gets better. And if you focus your mind on the getting better part, it hurts less, I think. That's how I got through my last breakup, which was years. It hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. There was a lot of investments, a lot of dedication. And really, when you lose someone or something, sometimes what it hurts a lot more is things. You fall into a place where you think you can't have those ever. They're gone forever. Like you can never have happiness again or have someone to hug again, have that again or anything like that. That's just not true. You know, I would say telling yourself it's a process. It's not something that happens instant. It's a process. Much more like it's a lot like building muscle. It takes time. You're not gonna do 10 curls and look like Popeye the Sailor Man. You gotta work at it. But if you don't work at it, it's gonna be harder to get out of it. Yeah, you need to keep working it. Telling yourself that there is something better, that it's not the end, that there's, you know, if you want to think of it this way, there's plenty of fish in this, right? Old saying, right? Plenty of fish in this. But I think the most important mentality is to understand that you've only lost what you did. You know, when you throw trash away, do you cry for the trash and be like, this trash, you know? Not really, right? Because, you know, that's kind of like how you need to kind of frame your mind. And I know what you're gonna say, Frosty. I didn't like date a trash can though. I get it. I get it. There's sentimental value. There's a sense of loss. There's pain. Get it. I totally get it, but that's the mind frame you need to start working, put yourself into, which is like, you lost what you didn't need. You lost what wasn't yours. You can't lose what's. If that person was to be yours, they would have stayed. You know? That if it was meant to be, it would have happened. You know? If there was enough love, it would have survived. That's just the truth of it, right? But it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And sometimes it's really not about love. I mean, when you're married for like 40 years, 20 years, like most couples that are 50 now have been running like the most. It gets old. Certain things get old for not only your bodies, but mentalities get different, change. The secret is adapting with the person, accepting the person, understanding the person. I mean, there has to be an acceptance. A certain level of acceptance. Like this person, I hate when this person does this, but I accept it. There needs to be an okayness with accepting the negative of it. You're good. If you're walking, worst mistake you can make is walk into a relationship when you know that person has something you don't like and it annoys you to no end, and you know you can't deal with it, and you still move into that relationship. Eventually that's going to pop up and you guys are going to fight really hard. So that problem solving skills is amazing, but a lot of problem solving comes from patience, understanding. You know, sometimes solve a problem, you have to say, screw me, what's the other person? Forget what I'm feeling, what is he, what is she? That's what problem solving involves, and as you know, human beings are not very fond of saying you rather than I. It becomes a very difficult task, especially when you feel like someone doesn't deserve it or they're the ones who right? And then there's a righteous judgment there, and then now I have no reason to. Problem solving comes when you overcome that. When you say, my feelings exist, my feelings are overbearing, I wanna throw a stereo at his head. I wanna hit him, no shovel. But I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, get my mind in the right place, and we'll go from there. That's problem solving. And sometimes problem solving involves actually speaking the truth. Sometimes is getting in someone's face and telling them what has never been said. Sometimes problem solving involves that as well. It does. So not to say this is the one true way, but it still would involve you overcoming your feelings to some degree. At least the phase of forgiveness, right? I'm always the one giving advice on relationships without having. Really, Muggs. You're a really smart guy, huh? I feel like you're really wise. Pretty realistical and logical. Those are good traits to have. This is not to offend anyone, of course, but people who have low tolerance for, like, there's certain things for me that I have very low tolerance, and low tolerance usually translates to more fights. So building a tolerance is very important, especially in a relationship. For everything you have missed, you have gained something. Waldo Emerson, there you go. Thank you, Patrick. You met Korn? Oh, nice. I don't know who Giliana is. Juliana. I don't know who that is. Music is good? Okay. You grew to have less and less tolerance. Yes, that happens. Less tolerance happens when it starts to happen when you know that there's no fixing. For example, this is why problem solving and forgiveness is extremely important. And this is why growing as a human being is extremely important. If you go into a relationship with a hard-headed mindset, you're gonna hit rocks. That's what you're giving. You're giving hard, unflexible, stoic, non-compromising attitude. Then you're gonna get, eventually they're gonna start doing the same to you because that's what you're giving them. So you'll be measured by which measure you measured. That's usually happens. If you notice that your biggest fears usually come true in your relationships, like, for example, you predict, when you predict this girl is gonna leave me in 4 months. That's when people leave me. They leave me after 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. After a year, everybody leaves me. You yourself are materializing that into your own life. And you don't see it. And you blame it. This is a big mistake. You blame it either on your bad luck or circumstances, or it's just the way it goes, rather than saying, there's something I'm doing that everybody leaves me after 4 months or 3 months, whatever time. So that's what hard-headedness is, and that's why you keep hitting your head, is because you're not flexible. You're trying to navigate the ocean water by you're not cutting through it, you're not gliding it, you're not bobbing and weaving with the waves. You're trying to push it, and you can't push the ocean. You're fighting the unfightable because you're stubborn, and it has to be your way or the highway. And then you're hard-headed. I'll get to where you want to go. So one thing I personally look someone. Yes, grow together. I agree, Jen. That's great advice. To grow together. And to grow doesn't mean getting old. To grow doesn't mean going out on dates or whatever every weekend. To grow together means that I am gonna actually do something to change my view or to change my action. I am gonna make an actual change in my actions. For example, if someone is really jealous, we're talking about jealousy here. This happens a lot with jealousy. One is the partner who is not jealous or is a victim of finds themselves not being able to do much. You know, can't do this, can't talk to this person, can't talk to that person, can't go to this place, can't go to that place. You know, a lot of. If that person never changes that behavior, I guarantee you the relationship, 100%. Growing together means that that man or woman would slowly adapt to their reaction. Okay, go to the bar, but you can go to the bar with your friends, but call me, and you work on it. Compromise, you work on it. I'll do my best to not be jealous. I'll do my best to not overthink it. And that's what growing together, that's what makes a relationship work. Healthy relationship. There are people who do very well to each other. There are people, usually people that, I call them, they have, what's the word I'm looking? Complementing trauma. Like, for example, someone who desires a lot of affection compliments someone likes to give a lot of affection. There's many things that could have happened that I've conditioned it. So there is such a thing as a base personality that people have, where it'd be much easier for a stable relationship, given that their attitude, ideas, and their personalities complement each other. Okay, so there are matches made in heaven. There are. I've seen. There are matches made in heaven where it makes things easier. When the matches are not made in heaven, there is friction. There needs to be change, either from one side or the other. There needs to be compromise. There needs to be room. There needs to be slack. Can't have that relationship taut like a wire holding a cable. You need to give it some slack. There needs to be room to breathe. There needs to be conversation. There needs to be conversation. There needs to be a lack. I personally, if you're in a relationship like this, I would advise you to cut bad words out, like F-bombs, whatever bombs you want to drop, like foul language. I would cut it out. That escalates. It does. It puts a connotation to a thing that is aggressive. That's my view on it. You know, Dr. Frosty out. Take my advice if you want to. That's the way I look at it. It won't hurt. At least to scale down with, at least because, you know, when you're dropping F-bombs here and there, that usually has a negative connotation, dropping F, right? And people feel that. And it's felt and it's implied in the very wording. I'm not saying don't say bad words. I'm saying you're trying to resolve a problem. F this, F that, F this, F this, F that. Not gonna help. That's my point. I'm not saying it's gonna fix the relationship straight away. Definitely help. It adds a level of respect and control that is gonna be appreciated for sure. Can you grow with the other person and be better together? Is that healthy? It is. It is healthy if there is actual change, Maui. If there is actual change. One cannot expect one person. If all you see is like every 3 years, he says he's gonna change and never changes, then the answer is there. You'll never accept it because you don't want them to go. You'll never accept when your friends say it doesn't work. You'll still stay in the relationship. I can go up, you could be That's why there's such things as Stockholm syndrome. People stay even if they're being mistreated to Kingdom Come. Because they don't know what they're worth. So usually people that have low self-esteem on themselves, they usually tend to stay on relationships and forgive more in relationships, right? They tend to be more forgiving of, like, they'll forgive everything that is done. You know, like from the outside looking in, you're like, look, this dude is a total jerk. He's like treating you like crap, and they're like, oh, that's how he is. You know, that's how he is. He acts that way. That's just how he is. You know, and you're enabling and forgiving and accepting, and then that just makes it worse. There's a particular. I went into a very particular situation, very bad situation. You can grow and be better together, of course, absolutely. But there needs to be action. If you do not detect action, I would say that it's not happening. I would advise you to move away. Like, for example, this is a real story with my own life, and I apply this to my life. And I'm pretty cold when I apply this to my life. You guys might hear this and say, Frosty, how could you? But I've had a relationship where someone kept promising me the world. We're gonna get married, we're gonna do this. I love you so much. I don't know. You don't understand how much I love you. You don't understand this and that, all of the world. Like, I always want to be with you. Every time it was time for us to be together, we had something going on. Oh, I gotta go visit my aunt. I gotta go do this. I have a friend. I have this. I have that. And 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks go by, a month goes by, and I say, listen, I'm not seeing change. I'm not seeing, you're saying words, but you're not acting on your words. Okay, you say you love me terribly much, but every time we have a chance to be together, you'd rather do something else, or something else is more important. And then you get called controlling like I did. Oh, you just want to control me. No, I just want to see you after a month, because everyone else has and I haven't. I mean, are we dating or what? You know? If you think that's too much, that's my opinion. I mean, I think that's my opinion. And, you know, and I told her, like, if this is not gonna work, you're not gonna make a change on this behavior, I'm not interested in continuing. I put an end to it right there. How it goes. I'm cold like that. If it comes to it, I'm cold like that. It's a waste of time. I got, at best, God willing, I have 70 years in this. Half of that is almost gone. Okay, so I'm not gonna spend it. If I'm gonna spend it, I'm gonna spend it making someone happy. I'm gonna spend it smiling as much as I can. I'm gonna spend it learning. I'm gonna spend it gaming, drinking the good stuff, juice, of course, pineapple juice. I love that. I'm gonna spend it freaking doing what I want to do. And wasting my time is not something that I... Of course you can grow together, Meowie. Of course you can. Very possible. There needs to be change, though. There needs to. If you do not detect any change or any willingness to change, that's what you're gonna get. That's it. I got very lucky with my boyfriend. I've heard you've talked about it. I'm happy for you. You used the word strip. What the heck? Why did Nick say that? These are just the ramblings of someone who... This is the ramblings of Frosty. I'm sure some of you listen to this stuff and are like, yeah, I don't agree with that, or, oh yeah, I wouldn't do it that way, or, oh yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. They're my rambling, my experiences, my views. Take them for what they are, opinions. grow individually and also together. Yeah, that's good. Some people have a relation. These relationships usually have a long shelf life because there's not judgment going on, right? And usually, well, the number one reason for divorces is actually money. At least last time I checked, 2 years ago. Might be something else. I know money, economic reasons are one of the biggest reasons. Separate. It's still money. Yeah, money is one of the biggest reasons people divorce and stuff, right? Because if you really take a step back, and you really look at life, and you look at money, life. There's an old Portuguese saying, very interesting. And it doesn't really rhyme, but it's something a lot of Portuguese, I call it I guess it'd be qualified as old Portuguese. It's like, usually in Portuguese, if people are saying like, if they're like really greedy, an insult that people usually hurl at them is, you're not gonna take the money with you 6 feet under. Basically, it's not a one-for-one translation, but paraphrase. And it's true. If you take a step back in your life, and you remove the need for money, and you remove the stress, the problems, and all those things, you will see how worthless money is, really. It's only valuable because we gave it. It's only valuable because we value it, right? It didn't have value to begin with. Money only is valuable because we'll give it value. Life, on the other hand, I believe life is. You might ask why. Well, I mean, you could make many philosophical reasons. For one, life is sentient, right? Awareness. But I think life goes beyond awareness. I think life, because a flower is not really aware, but is living organism, right? But however you define what life is, I think it has value. This might be. Sounds good, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for everything tonight. The problem is getting everyone to see how useless buys money. Of course. Back in the day, I remember there was a church. Back in the day, people used to have consecration. Like, there was one head of the state, one head of the people, and they used to, everybody had their farms, their crops, their everything, their animals, and everybody had whatever it was, and everybody pitched in to the head. So, this is not in America. This is it was in America, but it was a religion that I know. They used to practice style of life, and so the church would collect everything and then give it equally to everyone, and nobody needed money, and there was equality for it. Because as we live right now, there's, capitalism does not breed equality. Perhaps you would say it breeds justice. Perhaps capitalism is the law of the strong. It's the law of the lucky and the law of the strong. The law of the free. The encumbered. So you can I'm not making a case for it, I'm just describing it, right? And what happens is those who make it, and those who don't. I believe in a Star Trek society one day, but sadly, not in our... Perhaps not in our lifetime. Yeah, but like 100 years in the future, 200 years in the future. You know? Because we look back and... Tell someone in even in the early 1800s, if you go back to 1850, you tell someone that you're gonna have a device that basically answers all questions, any question you have, and it'll give you pictures and videos about it. And if you tell them that you can communicate with anyone around the world at any time and see them at any point, whether they're in one end of the world or the other end of the world, they would call you crazy. Go back to 1850, tell that to someone. They say that they'd burn you at the stake and say that you're a cuckoo, loony guy. So it's easy to see what was and what is. Very difficult because the variables are almost infinite. Right? In fact, they're probably infinite because each human is an infinite variable. And then you add 7 billion humans who are alive. That's 7 billion infinite variables, right? So it's infinity plus infinity plus infinity. So you'd never make sense of what the outcome is unless the outcome is so predictable. It can happen. Like, for example, when the iPhone 4 came out, you could predict that the 5 was coming out. When the PlayStation 2 came out, you could predict that the 3 would come out. That's a very predictable tech thing. But when it comes to space travel, that's more difficult. You don't have technology for it now, and you don't know what the technology needs to happen because we don't know how to travel at the speed of light, and we don't know how to have the anti-grav. We have small ideas of how to we know that with the Large Hydrogen Collider, you can recreate some anti-gravity stuff. It has to be in a vacuum. It needs a bunch of conditions to make it happen. You got a shinier you're hoping for tonight, Frosty? No, I'm not hoping for any particular. We already got two. Kind of, but if you look at like something like, look at TV's radio wave. If you look at CRT, right, with the old cathode, big old CRT. Why was it so big? Because it had a big cathode on the back of it that basically had 3 lights in a circle. There's 3 big lights, and those lights would project RGB. Red, blue, and green. With red, blue, and green, you could make any color. And those would rotate and create an image so fast as they spun. They'd create an image so fast that it looks like it's moving. Basically like a flip phone, like a flip book. If you just look at each individual page, it looks like a still. But if you flip it, you know, you flip through it, it looks like it's moving, right? Same thing with the two back in the old CRTs. Now the problem with that was with the CRT, they only had so much speed. They can only reach so many colors. Okay? They can only be so truthful to the color because the technology. That's why you had 1080p. That's why you had like that 480p quality, right? Like really, really blurry stuff, not so dynamic colors. Like now, the invention of the LED light, even before because the blue LED light, green red lights, LED lights, red LED lights were invented. Blue LED light. The blue LED light was one of the biggest discoveries that humans have ever made. It was actually by a Japanese gentleman. Figured it out. the blue LED light was extremely hard to make because of the components. It was very hard to produce blue light out of it, and you needed blue light for. And you see blue LED lights everything you use now. Everything you use nowadays, thanks to that one. Good night. The Earth alone is billions of years old, is it for all we know? Yeah. The color blue does not appear naturally. Of course, again, it was very, very, very hard to recreate the blue LED light. It took years, but one Japanese this is really American figured that out. I saw like the whole chemistry thing because there's a big divide on two of the components, the materials, the elements that we're using, and people were leaning towards one element, but he went with the other element, and he ended up like pressurizing it right and doing the thing right that it made it work. I wish I could explain to you the specifics, but I forget. So I've seen it all, I forget. But just trust me, he had to do a bunch of experiments. I encourage you guys to go watch the invention of the blue LED light. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot because it needed a certain temperature. It needed a certain. It's crazy, crazy with. Yeah, this is a Pokemon game. Yeah. Can't wait for the Switch too. So yeah, me too. I'm very excited. I don't know when I'm gonna get. What was I talking about? Yeah, so first with this CRT, very interesting story. I was reading about this the other day. I should wait a month, because Frosty said. Yeah, well, I'll have to see. I don't remember the original one. It's come a long way. Truly, really. Yeah, I really like this. I really like Pokemon. I'm a fan of Pokemon. I've played pretty much all the games up until now. Now the real find was the LCD. Now, very interesting with the LCD. You guys know how that works. You guys know how an LCD very interesting. Very extreme. Yeah, this is one of the most different Pokemon here. Right, so then we got the LCD. Now, LCD stands for Liquid Crystal Display. Yes. So there's like liquid crystals behind you. Have an liquid crystal well, it's display. Diodes is with plasma and OLED. There you go. I registered to get the part bundle, save like that. It's very interesting how they discovered that because it has everything to do with polarization. You guys know what polarization is, light, right? So basically, it's very interesting. Light travels in waves, right? So photons travel in photons, what compose light. They're very unruly, but they travel in waves. Now that wave travels in oscillating waves. So imagine a line. Let's call it our y-axis, and imagine like a wave oscillating between the middle. So it's parallel to its axis. It goes, it makes S's. You know what I mean? It goes in a like that. And if you imagine a light and it follows that line, let's say it's in a y-axis. Imagine a line going, and the wave is parallel up and down. And wave formation is parallel to the axis. It just goes. Always. So that's how light travels. Very interesting. So what's interesting about that in polarization is that there are ways that you can block that light. For example, if you have a material whose composition only lets light pass through in a vertical axis, so vertically, because the light could go vertically like that, it can go vertical, or it could go horizontal. So if you have a polarizer that only accepts vertical light, so only vertical light rays will pass through, right? So if the light ray is horizontal, it will not pass through. So that's how you get LCDs to work, because liquid crystals have a very unique chemical composition. And their very unique composition is that they are not really a solid and they're not really a liquid. Okay? They're kind of like they're not gooey. If you look at them, it looks like a liquid. It's very opaque, right? It has a very solid color. It still looks like very opaque. So that's a liquid crystal. Basically, it's in a somatic. I think it's somatic state. I forget. Anemic state. I forget. There's a name for it, but there's a state where it's like in between solid and liquid. And that's where it comes from, liquid crystal. So it's called a liquid crystal. You don't find this in naturally. Not in natural. This has to be chemically constructed crystal. You cannot really find it in. Perhaps there is an example where, but not the kind of stuff that you put in that kind of liquid crystal. You don't really find it. It has to be chemically composed. Happy dude, welcome in. So basically, what happens? Very interesting. When you have a LCD, they first you have pixels in it. Okay? I don't know if do you guys want to hear this? Or... You guys want to hear this story, the explanation? I like it, even though I'm not the best. The anti-aliasing. Let me know if you're interested. I run my mouth. It's interesting, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so the first LCD came out. So if you think of a display, look at your TV or your phone. It has pixels. Could be 1080 by. That's the resolution. But if you look at your, it's like 16 by 9. That's basically how many pixels it has. So that's the ratio, which means. Never mind. I won't get into it. You get the picture. So now a display has pixels. And pixels are tiny, very tiny little specks. Has thousands of them, right? And that little speck has a thing called a subpixel within that pixel. Very interesting. Imagine this is a pixel here. Inside this pixel, very tiny on your TV, there's a subpixel under that. And that subpixel has 3 colors. Okay? That subpixel has 3 colors. Can you guess which ones they are? Red, blue, and red, blue, and green. Now, red, blue, and green, again, we have decided and we have proven. Yeah, I'm just shiny hunting. So every subpixel has red, blue, and green. Okay. So then you have the mix of, let's say you have 50% red and 50%, right? You get purple, right? If you mix red and green, you get like purple, right? So by mixing those colors in specific ways. Now the problem with that is that those pixels themselves, they need a backlight to So you need some kind of backlight to... Okay. So that's where LCD started developing. Most of it was backlight. Okay. And I'll get to the crystal part. Very interesting. So the first backlight that you had in it was actually backlit with fluorescent. Remember fluorescent? I'm a nerd. I like the techie thing. Me too. Getting really confused for LED versus plasma. Plasma is very different. OLED is very different. That's why LCD is more common. Plasma is different, but you get brighter, you get better colors out of plasma, and you get better out of OLED, obviously. Now I'll explain why you get better colors. Not die here. I don't know how I didn't die. Okay, so the first backlight was a fluorescent light. Now the thing about a fluorescent light, chemistry going with it, but the thing is it's very bright. It's almost blinding bright, right? So when you put that behind a display, what happens is you can't really get true blacks, a true black color, or a really vivid color, because fluorescent light is so bright that it basically saturizes all the colors, including black. So if a black is pitch black. If you turn off that pixel, but you have that fluorescent light in the back, it's still gonna make that black, even if it's off. It's still gonna make it kinda grayish because there's a lot of light behind. I'm very confused right now. So what happens with the LCD with a fluorescent backlight? You probably have one of these at home. Yes, they're not as blurry as they seem. I agree. It's the absence of light. Exactly. Because you have that backlighting, which in a fluorescent light, it's strong, so it doesn't let blacks be blacks. Grayish because. So then they moved into a, well, there's a sequential LED. There's many LEDs after that. So they moved into LED light, the backdrop. Well, that is better because LED lights, you can be more personable with how you do it. So for example, the LED, you can decide this. I decide this area to be more illuminated. I decide this area to be less illuminated. So when you turn the LED off in one side, all of a sudden the darks in your CT become more dark because it's getting the backlight necessary for that. Because you turn the backlight off in that specific area, that specific pixel becomes the image is more true. The color is more true because not this fluorescent light taking everything. So in those subpixels, very interesting. So now to get to where does the crystal, why is it called liquid crystal display, is because inside this display, it first starts, your TV, this is how your TV works. First you have your backlight, then you have a diffuser, and then you have the pixel. No, and then you have the horizontal light ray polarizer, okay? I need to draw this for you guys soon. So this is the composition: backlight, diffuser, horizontal light ray, liquid crystal, vertical light polarizer, and then screen. You think this info is incorrect? Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Now go bother someone. Thank you. Yeah, that's how it works. This guy is running really fast. Each pixel emits its own light, yes. Well, especially in OLED. OLED iodizes the light. Uses small cap chemical reaction that causes the... I looked at it, but to explain it is really... it's different. What days do you play Pokemon? I don't really know. I just play whenever I feel like. Yeah. Well, in LED it doesn't do that. In OLED it does do that. Plasma doesn't. Yeah, with OLED that's why the colors are so true in HD. Because each pixel has its own. That's why it's so expensive. Yeah. So the reason you have liquid crystals in there in the first place is to convert horizontal light waves into vertical light waves. Okay? But if you add a voltage to that crystal, the liquid crystal, it actually turns the horizontal back to the vertical, excuse me, back to horizontal. Which means light won't get through, which means that's how you get a dark pixel. That makes sense to you guys? The cons of LED versus plasma? Well, if you're talking mini, I think I think it could be better. It could be better with the mini LED. Plasma has a better... It has a better efficiency, and it's also the colors are true compared to LCD. But if you have mini LED as a backlight, not sure. And it depends on LEDs, because mini LED, there's like thousands of mini micro LEDs in backlight, which you can really control the darks and the colors. It has better refresh rate. It has better gaming in movies. Yes. Depends. It depends. I would, for gaming, the best gaming LCD, at least, is the one I was just explaining. Because it gives you the truer colors and the faster. But yes, certain plasmas, yes. OLED, I don't know about the power efficiency of the OLED, to be honest. I think it's better than LCD power consumption. I think the OLED has better power consumption, I think. Better in terms of it spends less. I'd have to refresh my memory. I honestly don't remember. You might be right. Is it better? Yeah, I moved it closer to my mouth because I was talking away from the... Taylor is waiting to be Tanjiro. Got the trolls tonight, huh? They missed it. Yeah. This is a very, like, noobish explanation. I could go into detail. If I could draw for you guys how this works. It's very interesting how it works. Because liquid crystals they have a property in their composition, which is like mostly vertical, which converts, so if the light is horizontal, it converts it into a vertical light. And only liquid crystals have that composition to allow the crystal, because the crystals can't pass through it unless it's vertical. So what happens is it goes in horizontal, but it comes out vertical. So there's a transformation. And that's why you need it. It's very interesting. A few months ago, I went deep into learning. I was just amazed how people come up with it. So nuts. So nuts. Well, the Switch 2, we now know that the Switch 2 might have a 10. This is what we think is going to happen. The Switch 2 is going to have a 10% price increase. But Nintendo, this is not confirmed. This is what is most likely to happen based on rumors, based on leaks, based on information Nintendo has given out. There is an assumption, okay? It is said that Nintendo is most likely gonna eat up the 10% cost of the tariff, because that's currently what Vietnam is at, and China's at 10% as well for, I think, as well for electronics. 145% for everything else but electronics, because the new iPhone was going to cost $1,000 is going to cost $2,000 something with a 5%, right? So I guess the tariffs now are only applying for technology, computers, chips, phone stuff, because all of this is made in China for the. If it was produced in America, it would, an iPhone, instead of costing you $1,000, that's why all this stuff is produced. The labor there is so cheap. If you had to pay American workers to do this, you'd have to pay them benefits, you'd have to pay them good salaries, you'd have to pay all this stuff, which would obviously hike the price of the. Oh my gosh, it's still cutting out. Dude, this is making me mad. So stressful, man. Baron wanted a Switch 2, but Donald saw the price. But maybe. It's so stressful that you're talking and no one can hear you. It's stressful. But it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with it. Let me know if it's better. Better? Yeah. So I don't think the price, like I said this to you guys at the beginning, at the outset of it, I said, I know there's a lot of people saying that this is going to be crazy and prices are going to be crazy. I said from the outset, I think this is all going to blow away and the price is going to be the same. Don't know for sure if it is. There is a good chance that the price is going to be the same. But even then, you're going to pay at the end of it. The Switch is going to be very expensive. You're looking at gonna be looking at $1,000 something if you're going to buy the Switch, the camera, the games. If you're gonna buy every single version of Switch 2 games, you're looking at easily, not to mention that they're selling you Breath of the Wild again for $70. This is absolute. This criminal. I don't know. I think it is. It's despicable that they're selling this game that is gonna be 10 years old, 8 years old. I think it's 8 years old now, Breath of the Wild. And they're selling it. They're selling the game to you for more than they sold. Listen to this. They're selling Breath of the Wild back to you for more than they sold the original. Without the DLC. Without the DLC. I want you to think about that. You know, a part of me agrees with you. You know, Patrick, a part of me agrees with you. I kind of have like that same feeling. Like I hope the prices go nuts and this forces a change for the better, right? But at the same time, I don't. There's a part of me that wants it
But there's a part of me that says, but people can't afford stuff as it is, you know? So we're really screwing over the consumer. But if it's temporary, I guess it's worth it. We just don't know. Just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's just, it's up in the air, man. We'll still have to wait and see what happens. But I understand your sentiment, Patrick, and I agree with it to some degree. To some degree, I understand the same. I think the Switch 2 is gonna be a good console. People are talking about there's more specs coming out. Like, we know that Cyberpunk is not running well on the Switch. I mean, Laura said, I need to look at the specs of this console. I need to look at this SoC to tell you if it's worth it or not. I don't know. Without looking at the SoC, like them telling me that it's 120 FPSs and telling me that the console does 4K, it literally, if you told me that grass was green, I would have been more informed. Okay, I don't want you. Sure, of course it has value that they say that, but the problem is, yeah, sure. But when you tell me that it can do 4K, that it could do 120 FPS, but then it's only for some games and only some games support and only this and only that, which is understandable in this. There's certain computers that you can also not do certain things with. I get it. But that's why when you build a computer, you need to know what you're putting in it. You need to know how much RAM you're putting in. The RAM is discardable information, right? You want the RAM to be, you want your RAM to always, like, well, you want a good hard disk, of course. You need both. I'm not gonna get into the technicality. I was beginning to get into the technicality. Back to the Switch, too. The S25 does 120 FPS and 4K. That's kind of pathetic for Nintendo. Sorry. No, you don't have to apologize for your opinion. I'm not gonna judge you for your opinion. Your opinion. I might disagree. Is the worst thing that could happen. I'm not gonna judge you for it. That's fine. I wouldn't say it's pathetic. I wouldn't put it that harshly. But as I was saying, I would say it's not very impressive as people are putting it, in my opinion. No, yeah, exactly, Patrick, exactly. So when you're looking at the SoC of the Switch, you don't know what it is. Like, not even NVIDIA is sharing what the SoC is. SoC stands for System on a Chip. And you're gonna lose a little bit when you don't have independent hardware, like you don't have a separate GPU, you don't have a separate CPU. You lose a little bit of power, you lose a little bit of, I forget the measurement now, but it doesn't matter. So, you're always going to lose a little bit of power with an SoC. You put it, so System on a Chip means that your CPU, your CPU, your RAM, your GPU is all in one chip. It's all in that one chip, right? That's what you put in your cards, where you put your phone. That's why your phone slim is, because all of it is in one chip. Now we do know that it has RT cores. If you don't know, RT core stands for ray tracing. More recent games nowadays, ray tracing is a technology used to recreate rays of light. It literally mimics, you know how I was talking about the horizontal and the vertical rays of light? If you look at light, when it travels in little waves, like I said. What ray tracing does is basically mimic that virtually. So literally creates rays of light that when they hit a polygon, that polygon does an equation, and that equation tells that ray of light to tell the pixel that that is bright because the light is hitting. When, imagine a little line of a ray of light, a little line going, traveling on your computer, right? For example, this doesn't have ray tracing. This is, this game has no ray tracing. Ray tracing is a current modern technique of graphics rendering. If you look here, for example, you see how there's light here, but here is dark, okay? It's casting a shadow, right? But that shadow is not it's coming from that source of light there, right? Okay. But this is not ray tracing. Ray tracing is different. Ray tracing actually sends little rays of light. So when, see that little rock down there? When one of those little lines, that information hits that rock, tells that pixel that pixel needs to be brighter because there's light hit. That's how ray tracing works. Dummies. Okay. Ray tracing is very heavy on your computer. Makes things look beautiful. For one, because it detects the surface. Okay. For example, if it's glass, instead of telling the pixel to get brighter, it tells it to go to the pixel behind it, or actually to the polygon behind it, or the quarter of the polygon behind it, so that it tells that the light can. There's an equation. It considers the y-axis calculation. We know that it has a hierarchical structure of boxes. Within that box, which separated by sixes, threes by groups of threes. That gets more complicated, but the point is that's how it works. The big system. Basically, it's artificial. To process that artificial light, I gave you the example. If it hits glass, it knows that light has to go through. Like, for example, if it hits a leaf, it knows that a leaf has a certain roughness, which means that the light's going to spread, but it is also going to. So it knows it, but to know that ray, that single, needs to make equations, like so many equations, because y divided by this, by that, and I don't know the equation. There's an equation that the computer has, CPU has to do to tell that object that it's glass. Therefore, the light needs to go. Well, the problem is your CPU is already processing a lot of other. Remember, CPU multitasking. CPU is sequential. CPU is multitasking. When you put in your graphics RT cores, which ray tracing cores, it means that those equations that are so heavy to do the ray tracing equations, every single beam of light takes a lot of equipment to process. Trillions. You need dedicated cores, depending on the nanometers and the transistors. Of course, I'm not gonna get into that. Depending on the node, the creation, on the build of the node itself, it'll tell you, like, more RTs cores it has, the more functions, calculations, better and faster. That's why you have, GPUs with 50 RT, which I think has about 58. About mid-bad range. For example, the newest, then there's CUDA cores. I explained this because I'm a geek. I like learning. So the Switch actually has RT. They don't tell us how much, which means we can't estimate unless we look at footage. We can, like, for example, Cyberpunk is a game that has ray tracing capabilities. We know that. Welcome in, Samina, by the way. So we know that the Switch is going to be doing ray tracing. The problem is how many we have. It will tell you how many compute. How faithfully. My favorite Pokemon is Glaceon because I love ice types and it... He does honey. Thank you, Brian. Let me know if I'm boring you guys. Let me know if I'm boring you. So then they spoke of Cuticle. Cuticle is another thing. Along with RT. Cuticores are parallel. They're parallel guys. What they do is they so all these equations, whatever it may be, there's so many. They do all the tasks. Remember, the CPU is sequential. It does one thing, then another, then it. The GPU does things, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. That's what Cuticores do. Looking at the most recent GPU, I think it's 90 or 70, 90 or 59. Or RTX. I'm talking in specifically. Not talking about the RTX. Has about 20,000 most recent, around 20. Or the Switch has about 1,500, 5,000. Compare that. The top of the technology is around 20,000, which is 1,500. My personal graphics card is about 5,000. I have a TI, but I have a 3060 mid to high range. It's more mid than high. It's more mid than high, but it's a TI. TI means that it's a 360 regular. The TI is basically tuning the car, so you have like you have a car. And then you have a version of that same car, but it's like the sports mode. That's what a TI would be. Basically mean it's the same thing, but it's faster. Upgraded version of it. That's the one I have. It's at around 5,000 something. I'm giving these numbers so you understand where the Switch... So you understand where the Switch's power is at, more or less. That's why I'm giving you numbers, so you... Compared to like recent stuff, we're looking at 20,000. The Switch is at about 1,000. Switch 2, if the leaks are right, about 1,500. So you can see compared to my own. Now I have 16 RAM, DDR5. DDR5, 5 double. It means that it's double the information due from the RAM. Double DDR is double the I forget what it's double something. Then you have SDR, which is the SDR is old. Don't get SDRs are very old RAM. I don't even think they. So our DDR5 is basically like really fast. Really fast. If you like learning, I recommend learning about the Galaxy Line 5 Ultra or Ultra Galaxy Book 5. Then compare them to. I haven't done that. So I'm not. Dance Revolution. We're specifically focusing on the 2 mobile products. Could not be better than. Then you have Tensor, which it basically does. The problem with newer games have more different cores to that map. Tensor cores are for that. They're basically they're workers. They're worker. Okay, they multitask. They perform specific algorithms within the game that helps it. Are necessary for better graphics or realistic graphics. So and so. So you can imagine that the more you have, the better. I don't know exactly how. Which is very mid. I've called it mid to high range, but I'm leaning for now mid range, or a more solid mid. It's a decent piece, decent hardware, but it has to be. Games have to be tailor-made. They have to be. It's definitely. Well, I've been saying that it's at times in Digital Foundry, a video on it. I love watching this. People have been saying that this Nintendo, I think, said, or Nvidia, I think it was Nvidia, said that the Switch is 10 times stronger. 10 times stronger than the Switch. And I know that Digital Foundry was working on checking it out, and they actually got hands-on some of the 7, whatever, how many 7s is it? And their findings were very curious. They, as far as I remember, they wouldn't put it into 10 times stronger, but in the ballpark of perhaps 8 times stronger. But it is not the miracle I thought it was when I saw 120 and when I saw HDR and when I saw 4K. We're looking at 4K. This is 4K 1440. I think it's capable of 38. I think. Yeah, it is. It says so on the website. I'm remembering. But it does have a decent 4K resolution. But that's in dock. It has a LCD screen. I've said it has an LCD screen, not OLED. It would cost more. If it was OLED, the console will cost $500, perhaps, give or take, not more. I think the LCD screen is okay. Some people had said. I got hooked on it. They were saying that they brought an OLED with it side by side with the Switch 2, and they said that it's the difference. They said that even the Switch 2 looked better. I literally cringed. There's one person that said, I looked at it and I literally went, better than an OLED? Are you? I don't think this is. Lo and behold, more people have made the comparison. Because people already have had hands-on. And for the most part, people say the OLED looks... And even with the HDR10 and mini LED lights, which I don't even think it has, but it has sectional LED backlighting, perhaps. It has to. If it's just contouring with the diffuser on the don't do that. Border diffuser. I hope they don't do that. I'm sure it's not. But we'll have to see. But I think it has mini LED. But God forbid it has that. God forbid. But what does all of this mean? It means that it's a mid-con. Especially if you're a tech guy. If I'm not really a tech guy, I look into these, I watch videos, I read about it, Of course, I don't know everything. I'm not a professional. I learned these things. I like learning. And from my very humble, the Switch is a mid console that's gonna play the game pretty okay. It's gonna make them look pretty 1080p, full HD, dock, and of course 4K. Not bad. Not bad. Of course, you're gonna have like most of these games, like Final Fantasy 17, Cyberpunk, Death Stranding, games like this. They would give you the option for performance mode, graphics mode. I'm sure you could flip them Cyberpunk definitely has it. So, I think if you're concerned about the Switch, no, I wouldn't be concerned about the Switch. I think it's a problem. I think if we're looking at bigger games like Cyberpunk, yeah, you might see a little bit of hiccupy. You'll see more hiccupy. You might see more hiccupy. Here comes to your Marios. Expect that to look the best. The Pokemon's expect that to look. That's not saying much. It's like a antler vomit. That's okay. It's easy to say that a Pokemon game looks good when you look at Legends EA. If you really don't have any other context for, if you really don't understand, if you don't have that, like that knowledge or that experience, as much like you don't know what's sweet if you don't, not sweet, right? You need like to know that something is not sweet. So that's kind of what happens here. Like people say that Legends EA looks amazing because I don't think they've been exposed to something better than that. Because Legends EA passes one nostril smell test for me. It passes the one nostril smell test. Legends EA looks like Doom in the N64 when it comes. I know what you're gonna say, Frosty. There's no way it looks like an N. Yeah, not for the most part. I'm talking about building construction. I'm talking about architecture of it. Back in Doom 64, what they do is put like several boxes, several here, and they make a city, and it was pretty compelling. Back in the day, bunch of boxes, depth, no shaders, nothing. That's what Legends EA is doing. I mean, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's what Legends EA is doing. It's composition, it's map composition from over 10 years ago. Like, to 15. I would even say 20. Screw it. Let's go the whole 9 yards. Who cares? Let WeGraph have it. Thank you, Baja. Yeah, it was hard, man. Oh, it was so hard. It was so. We did 2 streams to get that guy. 2 whole streams. So yeah, Legends EA. Look, for those people who think Legends EA looks good, here's what I'm gonna say. It looks okay. It looks okay. I validate your. It looks okay. What I'm saying is when you look at it from the lens of what could be, you're looking at very mediocre stuff, very old, outdated. Welcome back, Bloony. Took me a couple of game restarts, really? I mean, very difficult. That guy is... Lightning told me that you better save. I kind of looked at her like, what? Lo and behold, if you looked at like how many hurdles we had to jump over to beat that guy, it was crazy. So yeah, I validate. If you say this Pokemon Legends EA looks decent, you think it looks good, I know why you're saying. I understand. It doesn't look blurry, it doesn't look awful, muddy or anything. No. What I'm talking about is buildings use the same structure of building creating that was a box. The box. They put a little box there. Then they put some windows as pictures. They put a wallpaper in it, and it's like, yeah, it's a building. Can't go in it. And that's the part that I'm saying that it doesn't look right. That's what I'm getting. That part. I don't know if that makes sense. Again, I will validate these blessed just to the level that it is not completely not interesting. It is not horrible to be done. Not horrible to be. No. But it's no technical by any means. Stretcher. It is a very outdated game development, very simplest game creation. Very simple, very out there. There's no complexity. The scaffold, all the buildings look much the same. All the streets. Some have separators with a little bit of rail. I don't even see railings on the top of the. Kid goes up there, falls off, breaks his jaw. Then Zygarde has to come and fix. Real the Pokemon game? What? How could this be possible? Pokemon snapped. Was a deep. However, those Pokemon games are meant and designed to. Right? Those games are meant to be visual experiences, so they make them. Those games look. Look good. It looks good. It looks good. But it's a very controlled environment. You can only look at what they look at. You're on this track and whatever's behind it's basically a game developer's dream when you have a set camera, because the problem with not having a set camera is that you can go behind the building and now if you go behind the building and you're looking at what the building, you have to process behind the building. Or if you're just looking at the building, only the front of the building is processed. It doesn't take a lot of RAM process. Not very demanding. If you have to process with that's gonna be more processing. When you're in a controlled track, they control what you see. It's easy to get away with frame rate taking here, taking there, because they know when you're gonna see it, how you're gonna see it, which angle you're gonna see it. So they can manipulate what efforts to put what on and how to allocate RAM to what they do, because they know what. This is like, for example, if you go to Universal, go in a Jurassic Park thing, you'll see like the dinosaur from the neck up. It's a mechatronic dinosaur. You're going your little boat on the track and you see the dinosaur, but below the neck there's like vegetation, so you don't see what's below the neck is a piston, hydraulic, that's keeping that thing up. But if you saw that, it would break the immersion, right? It's kind of the same thing. They're game developing. They hide which they don't want you to. But at the same time, use that to spare the RAM power, so cut out on energy usage, which means that you get better frame rates, less processing things, do better frame rates, right? You have better frame rates, you have more RAM available. What you do is you can add more shaders. You can make things better because you can add more shaders to a specific object, specific leaf, or waterfall, Pokemon, right? Now, when you play Pokemon Violet, is the anti-miracle of game. It's Pokemon Violet is basically everything you shouldn't do to make your game work better. For one, the game is very visually. I'm sorry. Some of the most interesting areas in that game. Some of the most visually interesting areas in that game. Messagosa has some visual interesting areas. The Grafii forest, the one that lags a lot, where the Grafii are with that they draw on the trees, that forest. Visually. When you go in that forest, everything's slow. Optimization is really the problem. Now, the reason, and people compare this, Xenoblade, new Xenoblade that just came out, right? People compare Violet to Xenoblade a lot, and they say, look at Violet, look at Pokemon, what it... I would say that's a fair comparison. Monolith Soft. Better at, they understand how to do. And it's not even just a graphical understanding. It's not even just a development understanding. The art comp. I'll tell you why. You go, look at this here. Monolith. I'll give you a concrete. Look at this. Like, if I didn't get attacked a lot. You see this hill here? This is kind of interesting to look at. Why? Because it's not a flat plane. Look at it. Kind of interesting to look at, right? There's several levels. There's even bigger levels on the side. There's some trees on... It's not amazing, right? But there's a level of grabs your attention. It's on each plateau, right? On one plateau there might be tombstones. On another plateau there might be a certain kind of flowers. And now look at this. Compared to that hill, look at this. This is Scarlet and Violet right here. All you see is horizon line and a couple of trees. Right there. All you see, horizon, well, for the Twitch viewers. Horizon line and a couple of trees. This is Scarlet and Violet right here. When Scarlet and Violet adds any kind of verticality, it is a one big mountain. That's it. It sits there, and that's the one big mountain that you have visually to be in. There's nothing else visually enticing. And then they show you this, and they say, run through this prairie. And you're like, oh, I'm in a 3D environment, but it's me in the horizon line. The plane. It's all straight. What is it? Just not interesting. Right? Might as well play a racing game then. Now, ways to fill that up is like ruins like this. This starts to get visually interesting. Look, all of a sudden, it's not just a horizon line. Okay? Well, look at this. Very, very interesting. Now you look out into the distance, right? That rendering out. That thing was gonna kill me. This here is visually... It is busy, and it keeps you busy, and it keeps you alert. It's visually compelling. Dude, everything's trying to kill me. God. This is visually compelling. It is. I mean, it's not the best I've seen. there's interest here. Now the interest might be squashed. I should go through here and there's nothing to find. Didn't find. Now this is very visual, okay? Because they give you. This is what you need to understand about creating. Because I went to art school. This was put in my brain, like welded into. Make a. I bet you that every Pokemon player that played this game stopped and looked at the statue. I bet you. Why do you think that is? Because you know what it is. You know what that is. That is a legendary. You know what that is. You know that you've seen it on the DS when you platinum. You know that you've seen it remade the other Brilliant Diamond. You know these. Seen them in 2D. Okay. You know these Pokemon exist in this world. See them roaming around. But where's the culture? That's how you make it interesting. That's one way. That's the one big way you can make it interesting. Is you make it relatable to the player. You make it relatable. This is relatable. I know what this is. I know why it's here. Because this is... I know what this is. I know this guy. Yeah, of course there's a statue of... This is relatable to the... Even... Let's say it's someone who doesn't know school about who they would still stop here and look at it. They would still... Now tell me that someone would sit here and... Oh, people would not admire this. But they would admire all the pillars. They'd be like, oh wow, look at all these ruins, right? So you give them broad, ample things to look at. You break the horizon line with a hill like this. Break the horizon line so it doesn't seem like, you know, freaking NASCAR is coming. Okay? And then you give them points of interest to stop and live the... You stop in the area and live the area with something they can relate with. Not just the Pokemon. In many cases, like for Final Fantasy, is the discovery of like little notes. Sometimes Fantasy has little hidden corridors. Sometimes they have hidden chests, stuff like that. Interesting player, because when someone plays a Final Fantasy, they already know there's going to be secret. If you go in the not beaten path, you're going to find a secret treasure. It's relatable. They relate to it. They know what it is. And if they don't know what it is, they're rewarded for it. We can talk about reward. But like, as a visual content, add things that the player understands. Imagine if there was a big statue of Arceus too. And it seems like this area is okay, but don't look at those trees in the background. I mean, the rave going. What's the difference between sushi and Pokemon Decade? Don't look at the background. There's a rave going right there. Look at that. Look at. Don't focus on that. There's a rave back there. But if I'm making sense, if I'm not making sense, tell me. As the kid who went to art school. Now, horizon line is not interesting unless you're on a beach, significant other, and there's a big sunset. At that point. There are times where you're visually uninteresting or visually want to focus the person to aspect of the end. Of course, you make everything else look less. Again, if you want to focus sunrise, why do you see sunrises sitting on a beach? Because the beach is flat. It shows the horizon line. No hills in it. There's nothing to draw your attention. Sunset. Focus on it. Usually you'll have a little shot of the characters from afar. Usually a little bit from a little bit of their backs. You'll see them from a distance. They're not too close to the camera. It has to not take the spot. Sunset. Now look at this area. What do you feel? When you look at this, what do you feel? Hey, thank you, Angus. How goes lovely thing? Doing good. How are you doing, Angus? Look at this area. What do you feel? This is what I do. I look at this, I think the flat is flat. The game wants you to know that that area is flat. And it's flat, and this is where you're supposed to be walking. It's very identifying, right? Very identifying. Look. Mountain, 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 and then it right in the middle. Flat, 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 as far as the eye can see up that way, right? But it does have a lot of bit of a rock, which adds. Very good. Thank you so much for the 22 years. Thank you so much. Angus, love you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But the first thing that comes to me is like, that's the area they want me to walk. Flat area. That's the part that breaks in my perky. Now, Muggy Mug here. That's okay, man. I gotta show you some love too. Oh, dude, you're always welcome here. Listen, whenever you come back, whenever you decide to be here, man, I'm not here to show up when you can. I'll have you with open. I don't like telling people what to do. I don't like them. Whenever you feel like being, I want to have you. What do you think we're gonna see if we go to Alabaster Iceland? There's a reason why that place land. You see a lot of pop in, of course, and I don't hate. Look at the very front of me, like just over the horns. Look at just over the antlers. Over the antlers. Look at what's gonna pop up. Oh, ooh, rock popped up. Another rock popped up. Draw distance. Very weak in this. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Alright. The weak draw distance. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth does the same thing. There's quite a bit of pop up. Way less so on. Depending on your settings on PC and also on there's quite a bit of pop in Final Fantasy 7 regular. Usually in the form of all push blades of grass and or not so much like Pokemon here. Big old rocks pop in. Sorry guys, I ran my mouth. I hope we're good. See, this rock is visual, I think. Look at this. Look at this. There's a sense of natural when you, right? Because it breaks the mold. Because this whole time, all you've seen is and really smooth hills. Really smooth. Get here, and the hills have one. And they flow from the side down. That's what your eyes are. They flow from the side down. Almost like waterfalls of rock. Sides. And then you get here. This breaks direction. Now all of a sudden you have a sharp edge pointing in a completely different direction. So to me, that's visually. I wish they would have done more. To me, it's visual. You know what I mean? But do you see what I see? Perhaps not. Do you? Perhaps it. Crap. But to me, it does. hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I know I'm running my mouth. Hope you guys are still enjoying regardless. You know me, I run my mouth. The chat has quieted down a lot. Yeah, I think this is a good time. Yeah, we're going on 4 hours. I do at least 3.5 hours to 4 hours. We got 2 shinies, it's not bad. If I didn't get any, I would have been fine. It was alright. Thank you. Thank you, Sal. Alright, that was... I think we're all set for... All set? It just was hard to understand times because sometimes I couldn't hear you. Oh no, I wasn't mad at you. I was frustrated at the... I'm frustrated because it's malfunctioning, not because... I'm glad you point these things out for me all the time. I need to... It's frustrating because it's always malfunctioning. There's always a malfunction, no matter how much I tweak it. No, it's good to get frustrated. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ah, it's good. Uptime. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy you told me, Meowie. I'm happy you told me. It frustrates me that this frustrates me. I fixed it many, and it keeps going back to, it keeps going back to the... Alright, I love you guys for being here. The support tonight was incredible. I'm gonna have to do something for you guys for me. I'm gonna have to do a little something for you guys. I'll think of something. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's go on a raid for tonight. For tonight, I'm good. We did well. We did well. I'm happy. Oh, Nikki Roo is live. Nikki Boo. It's my Nikki Boo. He's live-a-roo, my Nikki Boo. Thanks for the stream. No problem. Yo, thank you so much for being here, Pat. I really appreciate it. Huggy is live. Oh, good. No, he's not. You got a great stream. Sometimes think. Love it. Oh, you were very generous. I hate that my YouTube tells me that a million people are live on the sidebar. Like the sidebar tells you that people are live and then you click it and they're not actually live. I guess only Nick is live, so we can go raid Nick. He's the only one that's live, I guess. I don't see it. I'm gonna go ahead and raid Nikki Roo, Nikki Boo. Nikki Boo, Nikki Roo. You talk to me, I talk to you. I'm being silly just for you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, he's AFK. Great. Nikki. Ooh, woo. Alright, we'll still go over. He has a lot of people. I don't know why he's blowing up so much. He's been blowing up for a couple of days now. More than a couple of weeks. Great Nikki Roo. All right, guys, I'm gonna drop that link here for you guys. Yeah, make sure to go and head over to Nikki Roo's channel. Super chill. Gotta make sure mayonnaise, Mary Rose is still good. Yeah, you're good. You should be good. I don't know what that is, but I think you'll be fine. I love you guys. Take care. Be good. Nick is not there for now. He'll see us there after eventually. Have a great night, guys. Stay frosty. Be good. Do good, and good will happen to you. First, you know it's true. And I'll see you in the next stream. Stay frosty, guys. Bye, Baja. Thank you for stopping by. Bye, guys. Let's go raid.